Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the International Assembly Gala Show. Here is the President of the International Assembly and host of the Gala Show, Anthony Darkstone.
Greetings and welcome to everybody. Bonne nuit, bonsoir, buonasera, also good evening, and good afternoon, and good morning, depending on where you might be on the planet. And we do have a lot of SAM members and other people who are interested who are watching us from all over the world. Now, why do we do that? Because we have at the SAM, which incidentally is the oldest magic organization in the world, founded in 1902, and among the many illustrious people who were presidents, we also had Harry Houdini, believe it or not, for those of you who don't know. The International Assembly at the SAM is an assembly that's made up of people from the USA, Morocco, Portugal, the Netherlands, Finland, you name it, Singapore, Malaysia. So what I'm really saying is that if you want to join the Society of American Magicians, you can. You do not have to be an American citizen. You just need to love magic. And speaking of love of magic, we have something else. If you're a layperson watching this show and you love magic, you too can join the SAM, because we have a wonderful thing called the Friends of Magic. Now, without much further ado, I am going to introduce you to our president, who's following in the footsteps of Houdini, etc. And he will have a few words of welcome for you shortly. Also, our incoming president in July is a gentleman called Tom Gentile. It's his birthday tomorrow. So at the end of the show, I thought it might be fun if we all sang happy birthday to him and maybe raise a glass. Mine happens to be Jack Daniels, okay? So I think while I'm sipping my JD, I will turn you over to most illustrious, and this is how we address formally our president, most illustrious Dr. Joel Zawitsky.
Nakne kusil da lava tam pevil mukwabe. Okay, why am I talking Klingon? Because not only are we the International Assembly, but this is a universal society of all magicians across the world and across the universe. As Anthony was just saying, even if you're not a magician, even you've just loved magic, we have the Friends of Magic that you can be a part of. So we ask you to come be part of our family across the universe. The SAM is boldly going where no magician has gone before. And on behalf of all the performers, and indeed to all who are attending today, as the Klingons are fond of saying, Kapla!
The Vulcans agree, always. They always do. Yeah, it's very logical to agree with that. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, follow that. The short answer is I can't. That's simple. So let's just get on with the show. And remember, stick around. We have a party, an after-show party after the last act. So we're all going to get together and have some fun and drink JD and other stuff. So without much further ado, as in the best Shakespearean circles say, let me introduce you to our first act. Kind of a strange thing, really, because it's sort of out of season. But the one thing I can tell you is that although it's out of season, this gentleman doesn't hibernate in the winter. He doesn't hibernate in the summer either. He wears flip-flops when he's traveling the world, and he does travel the world. He's probably the most traveled person in the universe. And by the way, you will never, ever see him or Tom Gentile in the same room, much the same as Bruce Wayne or Clark Kent. Ladies and gentlemen, our first act.
Ho, ho, ho! Hi, boys and girls. How are you today? Oh, so much weight of the world on my shoulders. How are you, Anthony? Hi, Joel. Still wearing that Batman costume, I see. Oh, yes. This is so much easier than carrying around folding up road maps. Oh. What? No? Not now? Can I do the other thing? Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to today's show. The Society of American Magicians welcomes one and all, many from the world, around the world who have heard the call. We have members from countries all across the globe watching a little box with a running lit cathode. I thank Anthony and the International Assembly for putting together today such a celebration, really more like a party, a global celebration, one could safely say, with magicians together from so very far away. Canada, Portugal, Ireland, England, the Americas too. Morocco, Australia, Isle of Man, all performing for you. We have assembled today to this one great place. Tis such an honor and a privilege to meet people from so far away, virtually face to face. Please know that the SAM even has an assembly up in space. Magic has brought us here together, experts at the table, sharing stories, magic, and wonder with whomever is able. Gaze upon any magic room, a collection, or worse, one could spend time to read a book, learn a move, or rehearse. Magic, some say, is a diversion, an entertainment, or even a curse. It's an art that has been found on the walls of the great pyramids, an art that have many enjoyed since we were kids. Though some have learned to schmooze or can tech rather well, deep down we know magic has brought us together to visit for a spell. Though global in size, the message all over is intent, we took an oath to elevate the art with each and every event. Yes, we are many miles apart. One might safely say some have to suffer for the art, but we're together in every way. But remember that many hands make light work, and tasks become very light like a feather. But it's important to know that we do more together. Thank you, boys and girls. Enjoy the show. Have fun. Bye, boys and girls. See you after the show. Oh. All right.
Well, that, as some of you may know, is the summer center in late spring. But there are parts like Colorado, except for in the US at the moment, that are not having a late spring, they're still in winter. So you will see this gentleman a little bit later on without his alter ego. So let's just get on with the show now with the next artist. I also want to introduce is from Canada. This gentleman has appeared on a Gala show before and is shortly going to become the president-elect of the Society of American Magicians. Ladies and gentlemen, from Canada, Mr. Rod Chow.
Thank you, Anthony. Yes, my name is Rod Chow, and I'd like to start off by commending Anthony for putting together, producing, and directing this 4th International SAM Gala show. What an amazing job he's done, and to get all of you here from all parts of the globe to come and watch us today. So, it's really an honor to be performing alongside my fellow national officers from the SAM, as well as a stellar cast of international performers from all over the world. So I'd like to start off by telling you exactly where I am today. I'm actually performing from the world's skinniest building in Vancouver, Canada, right in Chinatown, the heart of Chinatown. Now, this building is unique because it's only 4 feet 10 inches wide, and inside the building, everything is either skinny or mini. So we have the world's miniest pipe organ and the world's skinniest Ferris wheel. Now, to scale, that pipe organ there is to the size of the grand pipe organ at St. Peter's Basilica in the Vatican City. And this Ferris wheel, you may recognize, it's actually quite large. It's actually to the scale of the London Eye, one of the greatest Ferris wheels in the world. I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with that. So today, I'd like to give one lucky couple a special honeymoon anniversary ride on our world's skinniest Ferris wheel. Anthony, do we have a lucky honeymoon anniversary couple here in the audience that can help me out here? Go on a ride.
There's here. We're testing myself here.
I believe we do.
Oh,
Yes.
thank you.
Yes, we have. Let me introduce you to them, if I may.
Yes,
a wonderful gentleman who is highly thought of at the Magic Circle. His name is, of which you are a member, of course, Rod, as well. His name is John O'Riordan, and with him is his lovely bride, Tess. So over to you, Rod.
Thank you, Anthony. Well, so nice to meet you, John and Tess. And so, where are you from then, John and Tess?
Ireland originally.
Ireland, and where do you live right now?
We live in Chelmsford in Essex,
Oh,
in
okay.
the UK.
Eye, right? You do recognize the London Eye?
Yes, we do indeed.
Good, that's great. Well, and so what anniversary are you celebrating or about to celebrate?
Well, it'll be 55 years in June.
55 years anniversary.
Yeah.
Wow, congratulations. That is indeed a milestone. Congratulations. Wow, in June. So wonderful. So today you get to go on a honeymoon ride. When was the last time you were on a honeymoon ride?
55 years ago.
Hey, honeymoon for you.
Long time.
Wow, okay, so this is great then. So you have the opportunity. You're going to actually get very romantic in here because the cabins are super skinny. That's what makes it the skinniest Ferris wheel in the world. Okay, so very cozy. So you're going to get nice and tight and nice and romantic together. In fact, can you scoot a little bit closer together? Just, yeah, let's get you nice and cozy. That's it, cozy. Because you gotta have to be cozy to be able to get into this cabin. Okay, great. So what we're gonna do here, before we take you on a ride, I'd like to introduce you to a friend, okay, from actually a longtime friend from 55 years ago. It's a surprise. You don't know. But beforehand, nothing's pre-arranged here, right?
No.
Other than you volunteered to come up here, but nothing's pre-arranged. We haven't spoken or anything, right? So we have a surprise for you, John and Tess, a friend for 55 years. And I hope you recognize him. He actually hasn't aged a day, so you may recognize him. Cupid, remember? He was there.
Cupid.
Yeah, Cupid, yeah.
Yeah,
Yes. He's so happy. Hi, Cupid.
Yeah.
we do. Yes.
Say hi to Cupid.
Hi.
Hello.
Hey, has he? He hasn't aged a day. No, right?
He has.
Yeah. Well, I'll give you a chance to be reacquainted with him a little bit later, okay? But first of all, we're going to go on a ride. Now, Cupid here is actually our organ master, maestro, as well as our ride operator, okay? So now, in a moment, you're going to be able to choose a cabin, okay, and then hop on, okay? But Cupid, will you please start the ride? There we go, and start the organ. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so now we have different cabins, different colors. As I point to a cabin, okay, when you're ready to hop on, you just say hop on, okay? And then you basically imagine that you're actually on that ride, because the more you feel that you're on the ride, that you're actually inside the cabin, the more enjoyable the ride becomes, okay? So I will point to it, and anyone can say hop on, and then that will be the one you can hop on, and then just go on the ride, okay? So anytime you wish, you can say,
Yeah,
did you say hop on? Oh yeah. Did you say it? I can't hear you. Just say hop on anytime.
Hop on.
This one
Hop
here?
on.
The green
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
The green one here? Okay, that green one right there. Okay, hop on to the green one. Enjoy the ride, John and Tesh. Wow, so fun. Look at that, up in the sky. A beautiful view, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, look at that. Wow. Not too rough, it's very gentle. It's actually quite a beautiful ride there. Oh, it's time to get off.
Oh, that
Yeah,
was
it's our bike keeper. He knows exactly when to let you off, you know? You only let you go for one revolution because this is definitely not a thrill ride. He doesn't want you to get dizzy or anything like that. So one revolution was good, right? Now, the cabin was cozy, and did you feel nice and romantic inside the cabin, John and Tash?
Yes,
Yes.
we
Yeah.
did.
Anniversary ride, yeah, right, yeah. But in the cabin, you may not have felt it, but there was something else in the cabin. You didn't feel it because it was very skinny, and you actually didn't even see it because it was invisible. There was actually a skinny, invisible playing card in the cabin with you.
Right.
All right.
Actually, Cupid placed it in the cabin beforehand.
Yes.
Yeah, actually, if you look close enough, you can actually look in the window here, and you can actually see the card, okay? So, tell you what, you might have to use a bit of your imagination because it is invisible, okay? So, Tess, would you please look in the window here? Do you see like a red card or a black card? Just look closely in the window of your cabin.
A red card.
Red or black? I can't hear you.
Red. Red.
Okay. Then, John, look a little closer because you have to see the pip. Is it like a heart or a diamond? Heart or diamond? Is it red card? Heart or diamond?
It's a diamond.
Oh, diamond. Okay, diamond. Okay, then Tess, if it's a diamond, it would be ace, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. What diamond do you see in there?
A 4.
You see a 4-carat diamond? A 4-carat?
Yes. Or a diamond. Yeah.
Four and diamond.
That's a 4-carat diamond. John, did you take note of that? Tess a 4-carat diamond on her 55th anniversary in June. What you said, Tess? I thought I heard you say that. Is that what you said? Yeah, 4-carat diamond?
Yeah.
That would be awesome. 55th anniversary present, John.
Yes.
That's right.
Nice. That'd be very nice.
Well, Cupid here, he actually made a prediction. He actually put the prediction inside his organ bench right here in this deck of cards. Okay. Now, had you chosen a different cabin, it would have been a different card. This one here, the 6 of spades, 10 of diamonds, 8 of hearts, 3 of diamonds, jack of hearts, king of spades, queen of hearts, 5 of spades, 7 of clubs, 2 of clubs, 8 of diamonds, 4 of clubs, and the 7 of spades. But yours, 4 of diamonds, right? 4 diamonds.
Yes, yes.
Wow. And tell you what, why don't you tell Cupid what that card was, so to see if they actually predicted it correctly, okay? In fact, in fact, we'll give you some private time. We won't even look. In fact, audience, don't look. Let's give John and Tess some private time. You haven't met Cupid for so long. Okay, private time, and just tell Cupid what card. Go ahead. We won't look.
4 diamonds.
Look, this is like private time over Zoom. Over 200 people, private time over Zoom. No looking. Okay. Okay, that's enough time. You can have more private time later. Did you tell Cupid?
Yes.
Yes. What'd you say? You said 4 diamonds to Cupid, and did he look happy to you?
He looked very happy.
Ah, good. That's a very good sign. Okay, so then the time is to take a look and see what his prediction actually was. Nothing unusual about any particular card, but there is one card here right in the center, which is opposite direction of all the other cards. Okay, so we're going to show you what that card is. This is the card that Cupid predicted for you, John and Tesh, that you would go into that cabin with the 4 diamonds that he actually
Oh, very good.
Wow. Cupid knows you very well. That cabin, this is so amazing. In fact, of all the cabins that you could have picked, you picked the green cabin, and Cupid actually, he knows you so well. He's actually known you for over 55 years. He actually knew that you picked the green cabin.
Oh, very good.
Yeah, of all the cabins. And you know what? He is so happy to be back here and with you, joining you here, even if it's virtual. Over 55 years later, he's been carrying around your heart, John and Tess, your heart on his wings for over 55 years. John and Tess carrying around your heart, the 4 of diamonds.
Oh, oh, that's lovely.
Really give it to you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Give it to you. He's going to fly to where you are over in the UK. For real. We're going to actually send them to you because Cupid's wings, even though they're strong, they're not strong enough to fly over the pond. So we're going to send them by post. So give your information, your mailing address to Anthony, and Cupid will be there for you for the rest of your married life, which is many more years to come.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That was brilliant. Thank you.
Now, enjoy the rest of the show.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, thank you,
Oh.
Rod. Thank you, Rod, and
Absolutely.
thank you very much, John and Tessa.
Yeah.
No, that was
Sorry,
brilliant. Tess really liked that. She wanted me to do that kind of magic now in the future.
You'll have to find a skinny building, because actually Rod was not joking about the building. The building that he's in is actually a very, very narrow, skinny building.
Oh, is it?
It is really. I'll tell you more about it, or he will rather, at another stage. Now, we're not kidding. He actually meant what he said. And John, I know you know how to get in touch with me. And
Yes.
Rod, he's a member of the Magic Circle, as you are, and I am, and a number of people in the cast, and our most illustrious president as well. So he actually wants to send you this, and if he doesn't, you've got all these witnesses watching the show. No, but he will. Yeah. So he's obviously going to wrap it up, and I will get your address from you, John, and I'll get it to Rod and make sure it goes to you. Now, speaking of wrapping things, we started with Santa Claus, the Summer Santa, which is sometimes called Hocus Pocus. Yeah, that's what he calls himself. You notice he's wearing flip-flops and braces and a t-shirt. Well, that's Santa Claus for you. How do we get things over? Well, I guess really, if it's Christmas or you're sending somebody a gift, like Rod is to you both, you need to wrap it up. And I'm useless at it. I'm useless. But I have this good friend in Las Vegas who is called upon, quite seriously, by the likes of Penn and Teller, Lance Burton, and a number of other notables in Las Vegas, anytime they want something gift wrapped. So I figured, as we're giving stuff away and we have the Summer Center, we might as well learn how to wrap a gift properly. So, ladies and gentlemen, my big pal from Vegas, Mr. Mark Williams. Well, I hope you were paying attention. That's how you wrap stuff. Thank you, Mark. And many of you will know, well, not all of you, but some of you will know, Mark, in fact, is wonderful. He's not only a great magician, and he really does know all these people in Vegas, honestly. He's also our editor and edits the Darkstone dossiers, and will actually even edit this show. And when it's all ready, I'll send you all the link or post it so you can find it. Now, MCs come on and they say things like an old cliche, it gives me great pleasure. Well, this time it actually does. I've known this gentleman for a very long time. He is, and I kid you not, a living legend. He has virtually, which you can visit virtually, by the way, it's real, but you can visit virtually, one of the finest museums on cups and walls, ranging back to quite literally 5,000 to 10,000 years old. If you really want to visit, get in touch with him or me, and I'll get you the special passwords to visit his special museum. This gentleman is an MIMC with a gold star at the Magic Circle. We've been friends for a long time. He was very kind to actually act as the usher when I did my talk show at the TAOM for the Blaney Respect RIP. And on that talk show was another wonderful friend of ours called Markham, M-A-R-C-O-M. IBM members will know that Markham used to have a column in the Lincoln Ring called From the Table of My Memory. This gentleman I'm about to introduce to you is going to pay tribute to another great magician called Punks, P-U-N-X. People of my age will probably know who that is. But if you don't, it doesn't really matter. Just put your hands together and pay close attention to the wonderful Mr. Bill Merlin Palmer.
Thank you, Anthony. Good afternoon or evening, depending on where you are. This box contains one of my favorite artifacts. It's a wine cellar key from a monastery in France. Now, wine cellar keys are made a special way. You can see this one fits this box perfectly. The wine cellar key is made so that the bit of the key, that's this part right here, is directly in line with the handle of the key. The reason for that is very simple. Wine cellars are always in a dark place. You need that to protect the wine. So you have to have the key lined up so if you're in the dark, you can put the key right in the keyhole to unlock the door and either get in or out, whichever way you're going. That's very important. One evening, Brother Louis, who was the sommelier of the wine cellar in question, was down in the wine cellar tasting a particularly nice vintage of Bordeaux, and he caught some motion out of the corner of his eye. He watched the key in the keyhole, and very slowly and surely it turned over all by itself. Well, this was very spooky, and it kind of set him on edge. So he looked at the key, made sure there were no threads, wires, or anything like that, and he put it back in the keyhole, and he watched it again. And sure enough, very slowly, it turned over by itself. Well, now he was afraid. He was terrified. But then his Jesuit training kicked in, and he realized that there had to be an explanation for it other than some kind of psychic thing. So he decided he would conduct an experiment. He would isolate the key by placing it on top of an isolated object. He looked around the wine cellar, and suddenly his eye was caught by, a half-empty bottle of champagne. No, it's half full. He was an optimist. He said, I could put it up here. No, the bubbles in this liquid might affect the experiment. I'll have to get rid of this wine somehow. Pity to waste it by pouring it on the floor. So, and now Brother Louis was ready to perform the experiment. He very carefully placed the key on top of the bottle, and as it sat there, it turned and fell off the bottle. Now he was terrified. He grabbed the key. He ran upstairs to the abbot's bedroom. He threw open the door, and he said, he did not say, hey, abbot, that's Lou Costello's line. He said, Your Eminence. He was a very large abbot. He was to food as Brother Louis was to wine. Your Eminence, I'm possessed. What makes you think you're possessed, Louis? Well, I had the key in the door, in the lock, and I turned it, and it turned over by itself. I'm possessed. He said, nonsense, Louis, you're drunk. You drink too much. You drink all the time. But I have to. It's my job. I have to drink when I taste the wine. He says, no, you don't have to swallow it, you fool. Spit it out. Instead, expectorate it, That's what you have to do. Don't swallow it. Look at yourself. You're a mess. You're 23 years old. You've got liver spots all over your hand. Louis, we're going to have to do something about it. So they prayed so there would be a miracle, and Brother Louis could not get back into the wine cellar again if he was drunk. And sure enough, the next morning when they woke up, the key had twisted on its axis, and now the bit was perpendicular to the handle, and Louis could not get drunk in the wine cellar again, or he'd never be able to get out. Wait a minute, that may not be a good solution after all. Think about this. Sometimes you have to be careful for what you pray for, because the prayers might be answered. But you'll notice that this is still fitting perfectly in the key case, which raises the question, have you seen these last few minutes at all, or have they all just been an illusion? Thank you. Now, this is a contest, sort of. It's more like a guessing game. I'm going to tilt the camera down so you can see my hands a little better. There you are. Now, I'm not going to let you guess because, to be very blunt, I'm cheating, all right? But this is kind of a fun game. It involves 3 coins. There's a copper coin, a brass coin, and a silver coin. This one's from Pakistan. That's a Chinese coin. And this is an American silver dollar. Now, if I were to take the copper coin and the brass coin and place them into my pocket, you would automatically assume that I had the silver coin over here. And you'd be right, because that's the logical answer. And I haven't started cheating yet. But now I will. So we'll start again. Copper, brass, and silver. If I remove the silver coin and I hold it right over here, you would imagine I had the copper and brass here, but I don't. They're over here, and the silver coin is here. Puzzling, isn't it? Here, I'll do it again. We have copper, we have brass, we have silver. If I remove the silver coin and I hold it right over here, now you don't know what to guess. I haven't started cheating yet. It's right here. But now I've cheated. Right in front of you. There you go. Silver here, copper and brass here. Now you notice that I haven't let you guess yet. And there's a reason for that. No one likes to be a loser, right? If I can make you lose, I can make you win. So watch this. If I remove the silver coin and I place it into my pocket, now you don't know what to guess, because you know as soon as you guess that I have the copper and brass here, this will be the silver. And as soon as you guess that I have the silver here, it'll be in my pocket, and the copper and brass will be back over here again. So now we're going to guess. This time I'm going to let you guess, and no matter what you guess, you're going to be right. Good trick, huh? Here we go. If I remove the silver coin and I place it into my pocket, what do I not have here? I like everybody, when I count 3, to take a guess. 1, 2, 3. That's right. Isn't it fun to be a winner?
Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Wonderful, wonderful. Yeah, well, thank you so much, Bill Merlin Palmer, which is just one of the many, many things that he does and many characters that he uses in magic. Absolutely wonderful. I'd now like to take you all the way from Houston, Texas, well, not Houston, but in Texas, near Houston, where Bill is, all the way to Ireland, which has a charm of its own. I first saw this young man a few months ago, and he impressed the heck out of me. And wonderfully, he is now part of the SAN and indeed our International Assembly, and also is our representative for the International Assembly in Ireland. And more recently, the Irish press picked up on this and did a nice little write-up on him coming to do this show. When I spoke to him about this show, he said, Anthony, it's the Society of American Magicians. I'd like to do something quintessentially American. And I said, absolutely. So, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Dylan Murray.
Thank you very much, Anthony, for that wonderful introduction. Now, in the next few moments that we're going to share together, I'd like to share with you a little routine that I put together tonight in tribute of Martin Luther King Jr. This is a piece called the I Have a Dream routine, and it goes something like this. So, the I Have a Dream routine consists of 16 cards, 12 of which are blank, to represent a new chapter to be written in our lifetimes. And the 4 kings that lay before the camera here are to represent Martin Luther King Jr.'s hopes and aspirations of one day reaching complete perfect unity in the world together. I will now separate the cards to represent the division that still lays in our society until this very day. We'll place 3 cards on top of each king, and then we shall begin. You see, the future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. Well, now I'm going to share with you one man's words of I have a dream, because Martin Luther King Jr. spoke of his hopes that one day people will live in a nation where they won't be judged by the color of their skin, but instead by the content of their character. Because you see, I too have come to realize that we've learned to fly the air as birds, we've learned to swim the seas as fish, yet until this very day, we still haven't learned to walk the earth as brothers and sisters. But today, By choosing to come together, we too, I guarantee, will reach that moment together, one step at a time, with the hopes of reaching complete perfect harmony and unity together. You see, the cards have a message to tell only if we choose to listen. So using this deck of cards one final time, I will reminisce you with some of his words. You see, I'll place the kings one at a time down here first. And now I will share with you this message. As we recall one man's words of I have a dream, as the world needs to hear them spoken louder now than ever. Till then, I long for the day to hear the world join together and say that we'll choose to live his dream together. In memory of Martin Luther King Jr. and to all those men and women who lost their lives in the hope of one day reaching freedom. The time for change has come. Remember, all lives matter. Never forget.
Wow. Thank you so much, Dylan. What wonderful, timely message, and so skillfully done with a deck of cards and honoring a great American. Speaking of great Americans, I'd like to introduce you to our next performer. And this gentleman, in fact, will move up a notch and become the first vice president. He is a member also of the Magic Circle in London. Indeed, many members of the SAM are members of the Magic Circle, and indeed many members in our International Assembly are also. So, ladies and gentlemen, this gentleman belongs also to the Magic Castle, the AMA, if some of you will know it, the IBM, and of course is a fairly senior officer in the Society of American Magicians. A wonderful chef and a great magician, and he's been on a couple of other shows of mine before. So I just have to ask him to join us with Tom Gentle and Rod Chow as one of the major officers, because this is really historic. All these officers of the SAM are together in one show. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. John Stirk.
Hello, good afternoon from Chicago, Illinois. My name is John. It's American for toilet. Well, in the UK, I'd be Lou. A lot of people ask me all the time, they say to me, John, which is my name, they say, John, where do you learn this stuff? Did you go to a special magic school? And as a matter of fact, I did. I went to Michigan State. And one of the things that I learned there was this classic of magic. Now, we have records of magicians performing this trick for over 4,000 years. Most of them are dead. The ancient miracle of the Chinese linking rings. This trick normally done, of course, with 8 rings, but I lost 4 of them when I was a kid. Do you know why they call it the Chinese linking rings? Says it on the damn box. That's why. Now, if you've never seen this trick before, the idea is to link the rings together just like so. If you were here with me right now, I'd let you hold them, examine them, pull on them, and I'd say to you, do you see any holes in the rings? Well, of course, there's one right there in the middle. This one's got one too. Did you know that joke is over 4,000 years old? It's true. Still funny. But this one right here, this is actually the tricky one. I'll do it as slow as I possibly can. Solid steel through solid steel. That's as slow as I can possibly do it. Now, if you were here with me right now, I'd ask you to hold on to this ring. I'd take this one, and with just a tap right there, link the 2 rings together. Pretty impressive, right? Of course it isn't. I know it's not. I'm a magician. What'd be really good, though, if we could put all 4 of those rings together in a solid steel chain, just like that. Now, the idea at this point, usually you'd take this ring, bring it down through the bottom of the chain like so. You'd show it around, bring it back up through the top. Well, that's all really hard, so I never do it. Instead, I usually take this one here, give that a tug, and you get 3 on 1. Please hold your applause till the end. Thank you. If you were here with me right now, though, I'd invite you to select a ring. Say you choose this one right here. And I'd pick one for you, maybe this one right about there. If you were here with me right now, I'd ask you to hold on to these. And I'd hold on to these too. And if you were here with me, I'd say, all right, do it just like I do. Hold it like this. Shake twice. And up. There you have it. Usually, though, you put all four of them together just like that. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, the ancient miracle of the Chinese linking rings. Thank you. Thank you. That was about 8 years of my life and 5 minutes of yours. So I appreciate your time. But we here at the Society of American Magicians want our shows not only to be entertaining, but also educational. So I prepared a little lesson for you on one of my favorite life hacks. In case you don't know what a life hack is, it's just a tip or trick, a way of doing some common everyday activity in a way that'll save you time or save you money. And that's exactly what I prepared for you today using this. It's dental floss. Now, if you're like me, how many times have you gone to floss and gotten stuck with the very end of the floss reel? Probably a lot, right? Well, if you're like me, I keep all of my floss ends. I actually keep them in a jar on my mantle. I have different jars, of course, for the waxed, the unwaxed, the spearmint, the peppermint, the government. And when I've collected enough of the little floss ends, all you have to do is roll them up into a little ball. Now, I'm sure when you woke up this morning, you were not expecting to see a man rolling floss into a little ball, but life's full of surprises. When you've got it in a nice little package, just like so, because of the waxy nature of the floss, it'll actually stick to itself with a squeeze. And there you have it. Now, at this point, all you have to do is achieve universal consciousness. Done. And you're ready to floss again. Thank you very much, folks. From Chicago, I'm John Stirk.
Thank you, John. I'm so sorry I got your titles mixed up.
There's a lot of them.
Yeah, yes, you're right. You do have a lot of titles. Yeah, just for the record. What is your title? Which one did I get right?
I am currently the National Second Vice President.
Right.
And I'll be moving up to National First Vice President
at
the end of this fiscal year.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I did actually manage to get it in there. It was Rod that becomes the president-elect, yes?
That's right.
Yeah. So cheers to you and Rod. Yeah, wonderful. What? Now? Okay. Thank you, John. Apparently I'm not supposed to be doing this. But hey, it's backstage and there is going to be a celebration later. So I brought tipple and stuff. I wonder, in fact, right now, okay, I'll just do whatever I'm told, could I just pick somebody out of random here? I'm just looking across the screen. Let me see. There's a couple of people here. Hey, you look like you're not doing anything very important. There's a gentleman here. I can't quite read his name. Austin Moody, something like that. Are you there? Oh, there you are. Yes. Hello. Cheers.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm doing great, thank you. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic.
Right, I like that lovely mustache, almost rivaling Bill Palmer's. There's another fellow I know who's full of mischief, who used to be a past national president at the Society of American Magicians, Dan Gala. Of course, I have to tell you, his mustache is not real. the real one. He keeps the real one in a box. Okay. So yeah, the real mustache lives there. Austin, where are you from?
North Texas.
Oh, right. Austin, Texas. No, sorry. Dumb gag. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. For those of you who don't know, yeah, Austin is the capital of Texas. Yes. Anyway, Austin, do you happen to have, by any chance, are you a magician or?
Yes, sir.
You are. I know who you are. Just a minute. I just realized who you are. Yeah. You. I've heard of you in Texas. I have a lot of good family and friends in Texas. A lot of good magician friends, and I believe there's quite a number of them actually watching at the moment. One of them actually called Gene Protus, who's also a great magician. I'm going to shout out to him and his lovely wife. Do you have a deck of cards by any chance, seeing as you're a magician?
I do, right over here.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, listen, I'm sorry about this, but so what?
Hey, Jack Daniel's a great drink.
I'm the director of the show, and we're going to need it later for the celebration, so I might as well start early. You know what I'm saying? Oh, are you already shuffling them? Yeah. Okay. Well, fine. That's great.
Oh, sorry. Of course I haven't.
No, that's okay. I don't have to ask you to do it. How about you just kind of start dealing them down and face up, and you just stop whenever you want.
Face up?
Yeah.
Right.
You don't have to show the camera or anything, because in a moment you're going to tell everybody what it is. So go ahead. Yeah. By the way, yeah. By the way, Austin, am I slurring myself enough for you to understand? Oh, yeah. Lee Strasberg in New York, man. Yeah, learn that. Yeah. How it is. Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm showboating. I didn't mean to. You're dealing. Yeah. You're the spotlight. Stop whenever you want.
All right. I stopped here.
What is here?
10 hearts.
Oh, hold it up to the camera so everybody can see it. Oh, okay. 10 of hearts. Right. Put that on one side, if you would, in your vest pocket or somewhere where it can be seen. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Okay.
Carry on with the rest of the deck.
Okay.
I just need you to do this so then I can, be busy doing other stuff.
And I'm going to stop here.
Okay. What have you got?
It's going to be the
4 of spades. Interesting. Would you do me a favor? What did you say your name was? Austin, of course. Yeah. not Houston or Dallas. Yeah. Austin. Just hold it up. Yeah, your Texas people groan at that joke. Pick up the other one in the other hand. You got 10 of hearts and the 4 of spades. That's really good. Because I was talking to a pal of mine at the Magic Circle, a guy called Simon Craze, who is the most brilliant lateral thinker and comes up with all kinds of cool ideas. And he sent me a bottle of Jack Daniels. Why did he do that, Anthony? Because he knows I'm going on the show, and it's customary to send the host and the director and second producer a bottle of Jack Daniels. But there's another reason why he did that. I don't know if you can make out on my Jack Daniels glass, Jack Daniels written on it. Yeah. Just about. Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Yeah, but you know what? I want to show you my Jack Daniels bottle as well. If you take a look and look at it real close, underneath the number 7, what does it say?
Spade?
No, underneath the number 7.
Oh, 10 of hearts.
10 of hearts, right. Yeah, okay. Give the man a cigar. And I'm going to turn the bottle right around and bring you up to Mr. Newton. That was Jack Daniels' real name, to his hat. And I don't know if you can see what he's got on his hat. Can you see it? Can you make it out? Yeah, it's a little blurred. It doesn't matter. I'm going to ask I've got a duplicate label. If we can pull it up. There it is on the screen. If you look underneath Jack, it says Jack Diamond's spade, 10 of hearts. And if you look at Mr. Jack Newton, Jasper Newton's hat, what does it say on his hat?
Sorry, still a little small. Let me pull up a little bit.
It's still a little small. Can everybody see that? Yeah. I don't know if we can make that any bigger.
The 4 of clubs?
No. It says 4 and an S.
4S. Okay.
Yeah. So
4 spades.
4 spades. Right. Good. Okay. There you go. You'll hold them up to everybody else. That is my bit as the MC, not as Anthony Darkstone, who does other stuff. So there we are, just a little bit of interlude to tell you why I'm drinking on this. There had to be a reason. Now, I want to take you all the way to Portugal. I've known this gentleman a little while. We've actually performed together in a couple of places and a few conventions, etc. He is well versed in theatrics. He actually resides in the same city as the Duke of Bragança, who is the heir to the throne of Portugal. So, ladies and gentlemen, another member of our International Assembly, which all the cast is, of course. Let me introduce you now to the magic of Mr. Orimar Serip.
Thank you, Anthony. Good evening for you. I hope you will enjoy.
Oh, muito obrigado, Rimasarip. Muito obrigado. Very, very well done. I mean, this is obviously a show about drinking today, and we only just got started. I want to introduce you to, and yes, I'm biased, another member from the Magic Circle, and she is the loveliest member of our cast today. I think you will all agree in a moment. And she's going to provide us with an esoteric interlude inspired by no less than the late, great Eugene Berger, Jeff McBride. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Sylvia Scepter.
Good evening, mortals. It's a delight to see everybody this evening, and it's so wonderful to see so many friends. Tonight, I have a story for you. It's a story of the history and mystery of the tarot cards. 2,000 years ago, all of the secret knowledge and all of the ancient wisdom was kept in one place, the great library at Alexandria in Egypt. But there was a problem. People were continually destroying the library, burning all of the books and burning the magicians. Something had to be done, so the magicians gathered in the city of Fez, Morocco, to decide what to do. They came from many different lands and didn't speak a common language. So the artists and scholars among them got together and created a book of symbols that would convey all of that secret information beyond language, beyond boundary, beyond time itself. So they created a book of symbols, and they wanted to prevent it from being destroyed in other fires. So they cut the book up into pieces and disguised it in the form of a gambling game, tarot cards. They knew that although humankind's thirst for knowledge may someday disappear, they knew that humankind's appetite for greed, vice, and gambling would live on. They knew that if humankind remained true to their very vice would become their true advice, and the Book of Wisdom would survive. The tarot cards travelled out of Egypt and into Northern Europe in the 1400s, where they were used for two things, for gambling and for fortune telling. It is said that if you study the cards' esoteric symbols, you can awaken your own sleeping esoteric powers. The number one card in the pack is the Magician, and he stands in a hermetic posture which says, as above, so below, meaning the power of the universe is within me, and we all have the power to transform our reality. This little pack of cards is the great-great-grandchildren of the tarot cards, and the similarities and correspondences between them are astonishing. There are 52 cards in the deck, which equate to the 52 weeks of the year. The 4 suits represent the 4 seasons. There are 2 hot seasons and 2 cold seasons. There are 13 cards in each suit, and they represent the phases of the moon. It can be used as a lunar calendar. The 4 aces represent the 4 magical symbols of earth, air, fire, and water. In fact, these are cards of magic and of transformation, because they remind us that the power of the universe is all around us and within us. Abracadabra.
Wow. Wow. I wondered how Sylvia Scepter was going to top her last performance in one of the galas we had last year. That has now been solved for me. I wonder no more. She's raised the bar on herself. She did mention Morocco. Interestingly enough, the synchronicity of the esoteric nature lives on, because our next performer is from Morocco. He performs as a few different characters, but tonight he said he would like to perform as El Pasha. He is a sartorially elegant gentleman. So from Morocco, another member of our SAM International Assembly, ladies and gentlemen, Magic Noor. Wow, that was a little bit of find your own adjective. Thank you, merci beaucoup. Thank you so much. Grazie mille. He actually speaks several languages, believe it or not. Thank you so much to Magic Noor as El Pasha. And I want to introduce you to another senior officer, John Midgley. This man, if you're familiar with the word that goes back to the Middle Ages, Renaissance man, well, this is what John Midgley is. He knows a lot about technology. He knows how to fix sound. He's a genius with magic. He's an incredible graphic artist. And in fact, he managed to combine some of this in his performance. I just think he's absolutely brilliant, and a lot of people will agree with it. And I'm sure you will after you watch Mr. John Midgley.
Well, thank you so much for letting me be here, especially to share the virtual stage with everybody. I actually, when I perform, I'm very much like a jazz player, so I improvise quite a bit. And I was going to have someone help me out, and Harriet, I don't know if you see that. Oh, yeah, I'm going to ask you to unmute, see if I can make that happen. Oh, hi. You're on my screen too. Welcome. Harriet, you're going to help me out. Is that okay?
Okay.
That was really the only answer you had, so that's great. I'm actually going to explain a little bit of how magicians do what we do. And it just boils down to we're all a little bit crazy. So I wanted to talk about one of the ways that we learn, and a lot of us have done card magic, and I'm going to do the same. There's actually this man right here. This is an illustration. During the pandemic, I picked up drawing and tried to learn how to do this. And Harriet, this is going to be yours. I'll mail this to you when we're done. But this is a picture of Di Vernon as a young man and an old man studying this deck of cards. And I'm going to set it under this other camera just so I have more room as we do stuff. But we're going to talk a little bit more about that. Now, Vernon studied a book called Expert at the Card Table. He started studying this book at age 6 and did so up until he died, even though he had the book memorized. That's how obsessive we can get with this stuff and how much time it takes to learn something. John Sturck earlier said that took me 8 years. It took you guys like a minute and a half. So, I mean, it's very true, very true. So this is actually a prediction card. We'll get to that in a little bit. But I'm going to show you something with a deck of cards. They're fairly mixed up. I have little markings on the side. That'll make sense in a second. What I'm going to do, Harriet, is I'm going to riffle through the deck, and you're going to tell me stop whenever you want. Now, Zoom has a little bit of a delay, so it might be a second before I hear it, but we'll do our best, okay? So here I go. I'm going to riffle through. You just say stop.
Stop.
Perfect. Now, I'm going to look away and look at your card and remember it. You got it?
Okay, got it.
Okay, I'll put it back. Okay. Now, you've seen someone take a card, have someone select a card, lose the card in the deck, shuffle it, and then find it again. But not many people have seen someone unshuffle a deck to find a card. And that's what I'm going to show you how crazy us magicians are. Like, who learns how to unshuffle a deck? Well, I'll tell you. What you do is you take a precision cut, which is 26 into 26 cards, and you weave them perfectly 26 into 26. Now, I didn't mention before that the book that Vernon studied, Expert at the Card Table, was written by a man named S.W. Erdnase. That's important because now you'll notice the side of the deck says S.W. Erdnase 4 times. That means it's working. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, strange. We'll do it again. Perfect 26 into 26 cut. Oh, there we go. 26 into, oh, we're off by 1. See, it's got to be perfect. And it's okay if this takes me a while because I am getting paid by the hour. Okay. We'll mix it again. Oh, see, it's working. See, it says S.W. Erdnase twice now.
Huh.
Yeah. All right, one more time. 26 into 26. Perfectly mixed. Shuffle. If done correctly, it should just say S.W. Erdnase once. Now, it's one thing for me to tell you I just unshuffled the deck. It's another thing entirely to show you that I really have. The cards are in new deck order. We got ace through king, king through ace, king through ace. So now it's really easy to find your card because they're all in order. So that wouldn't be fair if I just went through and picked your card. So what card did you actually select, Harriet?
The 5 of clubs.
Okay. All right. So Harriet, we're going to do another unshuffle. And as I straighten these up.
No way.
Yes way. 5 of clubs is perfect. Now, so we just, yeah, the deck is in brand new deck order. I'm going to pull the 5 of clubs out. Now, before I told you that this was a prediction card. So how crazy would it be if I predicted that you were going to pick the 5 of clubs?
You can't do that.
No, you can't do that. It's a blank card. But if you use your imagination, you could visualize. So let me tell you, magicians are nuts. And the way that we're nuts is like, I don't look at the 5 of clubs and go, oh, this is a 5 of clubs. I think about the different paper. They actually use 2 separate things of paper. There's a layer of glue that kind of plasticize. And it's weird, but there's a way that magicians can like, here, I'll show you what I mean. So if we do this right, if I can get it just right, not everybody knows this, really hard to do. There is this layer of plastic on cards. There. Perfect. So now if I take the card that I said was the prediction and we put it on there, now it looks like I got it right.
Right.
Right. Yeah, you have to apply a little bit more pressure on it, though, to make it stick. And if you make it stick, then I get the prediction correct. Now, magicians go so crazy that Vernon, who I was talking about, that print I'm going to give you of a man that we call the professor, he learned so much so that he could just look like he was doing nothing. Everything I did today, I really was trying to show off and show you all of this work that I had put in. Vernon had done all that work just to throw it out the window. If you weren't going to pick the 5 of clubs, you could name any card in the deck of cards. Which card would you select?
The Queen of Hearts.
The Queen of Hearts. Would you like to change your mind? That is a very oftenly picked card, but if that's the one you like, that's great.
That's the card I like.
That's the card you like. Now, so Vernon wouldn't have said select the card and here it is, right? He would have just said think of a card and then you have it. So we'll go ahead and let's see. Oh, I set this thing over here. Hang on. Let me go get the print here. Okay. All right. So you'll notice that this is all blacked out.
Uh-huh.
That's because you got to use your imagination again. We already did that earlier.
I forgot.
Queen of Hearts. See it? Do you see it? No, you don't. Of course not. It's a blacked out card. I actually signed this one for you already. It says, I hope you enjoy the Queen of Hearts print. Yeah, here, let's make it look a little bit more like how you envision. Let's see if we can do this. We'll just heat it up a little bit. And there's your Queen of Hearts. Make sure you send Darkstone your address and I'll mail that out to you. Thank you so much, everybody.
Oh, thank you. That was wonderful.
John, I told you this guy was good about everything that he does. Amazing, incredible artist. And some of his work actually was on the cover of NUM, which, by the way, if you don't know, is the monthly publication of the Society of American Magicians that goes out to every member. And those that don't get it, you can access via the website. And later on, most illustrious will tell you all the other wonderful benefits of joining the SAM if you're not already a member. From one expert at the table, I'd like to take you to another expert who sometimes spends his time reading Edgar Allan Poe. From the Isle of Man, the magic and the mystery of Michael Kelly.
Thank you, Anthony. And welcome everybody to the Isle of Man. We have a few things on the Isle of Man which we're very fond of and which we're quite famous for. One of these is fairies, and the other is pubs. And I thought I'd tell you a story tonight which features both of those elements. Now, I'd like to start with some magic words. These are the 4 most powerful magic words I know. These words have been used all down through the years to send people to strange times and places. Here they come. Are you ready? Once upon a time, there lived a man here on the Isle of Man called Old Bobby Bob. We Manx have nicknames like that. We can't remember too many names all at once. Bobby, he was a pub landlord, or back in those days, he'd have been called a tavern keeper. Comes to the same thing. He was very popular, a very cheerful man. All of his regulars liked him, and many travellers flocked there. He would talk with them. He would joke with them. He'd serve them drinks, because the person who serves you drinks is always popular. And he would play games with them. Now, of course, when you play games in a pub, you're going to want to have a little wager, aren't you? Put a little bit of money on the table to make it interesting. There we are. A few coins. Make life interesting. This is one of the games that they used to play. Simple game. All the best games are simple. And this game used a dice cup and dice. Oops, we're going back in time a bit, so these are old wooden dice. And all you do, the players would roll the dice in the cup. See what you scored. Well, I've got a 3, a 5, and a 6. That's 14. That's not too bad. That's a good score. What would you score if you were playing against me? That's another 5 and a 6 and a 2. 13. I'd win. This money would be mine, and that would be lovely, wouldn't it? And you see, it's such a simple game to play. All you do is roll the dice in the cup. And because there's no skill involved, it's really easy to win a lot of money very fast. Problem is, when luck isn't on your side, it's very easy to lose a lot of money very fast. And that's what happened to Bobby. He didn't know when to stop. He lost every penny he had. But he lost more than the money in his pocket. He didn't have any stores left in the pub either. No more drink, no more food, and no money to replace his stocks. Nothing to give his customers. So no more came in to buy more from him, to give him more money. So he was completely broke. And next week, the rent was due. What was he going to pay that with? He'd be out of his home. His wife had already left, taking the children with her back to her mother's because they were ruined. So one evening, just a few days before the rent fell due, Bobby didn't open the pub. What was the point? It was in November. It was a chilly night. And he just sat there in the dark when there came a knock at the door. And he thought, I'm not opening tonight. There's no point. He could hear the wind howling, and he knew it was threatening rain. So he thought they'd go away. But no, the knock came again, more urgent. I'd better see who it is. He went and opened the door, and it wasn't one of his regular customers. It was a little old woman. And she asked him if he could give her shelter for the night. He had nothing to offer, but he looked at the dark sky and he felt the chill in his bones, so he invited her in. He thought, well, I've got nothing to lose now, so he broke up a couple of the chairs and stools to get some wood to light the fire so she could warm herself by it. He went to look and he found a couple of old bottles with just a few dregs in the bottom of them that he could give her a drink from. A poor one, but better than nothing. And an old pot with some of last week's stew in it that maybe he could just coax into being edible. And the two of them passed the night there, warmly at least, in front of the fire. The next day she went to leave, and it was a fine sunny day outside. The frost had passed. And she looked at him and she said, "It's obvious you have very little. Why did you help me last night?" He said, "Well, another few days I'll be down on my luck, really down on my luck, and maybe I just thought I'd like somebody to help me." But this wasn't any old lady. This was one of the good neighbors. This was one of the women of the other world. And she thought, a gift deserves a gift. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll read your cards for you. See if we can get to the bottom of this. Let's have a look. Let's see. Oh dear. You are all muddled, aren't you? Your life's in a complete mess. It's no wonder you're down on your luck. Everything's mismatched. Everything's in a jumble. Nothing is as it should be. And he said, "No, I've gambled everything away. My luck isn't with me." He said, "You've been a bit of a fool, haven't you? I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll take the fool away. Let me realign your stars. Let me restore your dreams. May joy return to your heart. May your love return to your life. And may you have peace in your soul." And as for your dice, you always roll sixes. You know, in the old days, they used to say that when you listen to a story, it wasn't just something that was an entertainment. You'd get a tangible blessing from it. So let's share that blessing tonight. May our stars be realigned, our dreams be restored. May we have joy in our hearts, love in our lives, and peace in our souls. May our luck always roll sixes. Thank you for listening, and to finish with some more very powerful magic words. And we all lived happily ever after.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much, Michael. That's an enthralling and riveting story. I'd like to take you over now to the USA, to Atlanta, Georgia, to be more specific. Before I do, I met this gentleman some time ago, and we have a still of him and I and a few other people. And this picture was taken at the British IBM Ring 25 convention. Oh, there it is. It's coming up on screen. So why don't I just let the picture come up and talk over it? Well, if you're looking from left to right on the screen, That's Jason Andrews. There in the nice shiny jacket is Michael Finney. In the middle is me when I was older, Sean Farquhar, and our next act. Now, here's the interesting thing. We did a live talk show there. They invited me over. John Pye was the president of the British Ring 25 at the time, and he invited me over to do a talk show. And these gentlemen were my guests. Now, here's the interesting thing. If we pull that picture up again, please, from left to right, Jason Andrews, Michael Finney, yours truly, Sean Farquhar, and the next act. Guess what? With the exception of Jason Andrews, and there's still time, every one of them went on to become presidents of the IBM. Amazing things happen when you come on Doc Stone's show. Yeah, you pay them the right money, I'll fix things. No, really, just one of those coincidences. And of course, I am absolutely deeply honored and thrilled to bits because they're all good friends and they're all members of the SAM International Assembly, as indeed are Danny Poulet and a couple of other former IBM people. Now, having said all that, let me actually introduce you live to the gentleman on the far right of your screen, former IBM president. Ladies and gentlemen, also an AIMC of the Silver Star at the Magic Circle, Mr. Joe M.
Well, hi there. Hi, everyone. Thank you for that introduction, Anthony. It was a pleasure to be with you then. And I'm also a life member of the SAM, so there you go. I'm wearing the colors proudly today. It's great to be back on the show after being on a previous Gala show. The last time I was on, I did kind of a stage and cabaret act. But the title of this show being At the Table, I thought it appropriate to do something on the table. So let me turn your attention down to my table. This is me. You can see this is me. And we're getting, 15 months into a very odd time in the world. And I know all of you, if you're motivated enough to watch a show like this on Zoom, then like me, you are probably eager for the time for us to gather together in person again, and particularly to go enjoy live entertainment, the theater or music or dance or magic, of course. And that's sort of what this is about. I'll call your attention to this little brass pillbox. They used to use these to carry around medicines. This is an antique one. In the old days, it might have had some kind of fabric or rubber seal, but that is long gone from this one. And this was a pillbox. If you remember Jackie Kennedy, she used to wear hats that were called pillbox hats because they look sort of like these old pillboxes. This is an interesting one because it holds exactly, you can see how level it is, it holds exactly 4 half dollars. And while that's not important at the moment, I do want you to remember it for later. So 4 half dollars. And here they are at 4 locations on the table so that you can see them. And they are socially distanced, as it were. But maybe we'll put one of them here in our little theater. And wouldn't it be nice if the others could join? Let's just take a look and see if we can make that happen. We'll take the first coin, the Walking Liberty half dollar, and just with a snap, we can see that something has happened. And if you listen closely, that coin has joined its friend in the theater. So there's 1, there's 2. Of course, now that you know what's going to happen, it gets easier for you and harder for me. So I have to change my method from raw skill and rugged good looks to subtlety and charm. So watch carefully as we try to cause the next coin to vanish into the theater. Now we've got 1, 2, 3. I can hear your psychic applause. I'll just assume that it's happening. That's fine. We'll put those back in the theater. We'll check on them later and cover them up with the Ace of Spades. That leaves us with, you recall, the Ace of Clubs. Wait, no, this was the Ace of Clubs over here, and the Ace of Diamonds. We have 1 more remaining under the Ace of Hearts. We'll use these 2 as if they're tweezers and grab just the ghost of that coin and drop it in the theater. and then it returns at the speed of doubt. Actually, no, that's not true. It's not really fair if we don't actually make it disappear. So we'll just give it a little gust of wind, and we can see that all of our friends have gathered together in the theater. What is interesting about the theater is that it brings together people from all different walks of life to see music or drama or musicals or magic. And then at the end, we take what we've learned back to our own lives. Oh, look at all of the waving hands. That is fun. So now I have asked someone online if she might be willing to help me. So let's see if I can bring my friend on. Hi, Betty. Are you unmuted? Could I ask you to unmute yourself? Let's see what's going on here. Very good. Something is weird. Let's just go with that for now. I think I can see you just fine. Can you speak for us so we can hear you? No microphone?
Okay. All right.
Oh, perfect. Excellent. Now I can hear you. I'm going to show you a little bit of card magic right now. As it is traditionally done, as card tricks are traditionally done, they involve me and the person I'm performing for. But today we're going to do things a little bit differently. It's going to involve me, it's going to involve you, but it's also going to involve someone who's not here. I have some extra cards from a different pack we're going to put over to the side. You can see those. I would like you, Betty, to think of a friend from your childhood, maybe your childhood best friend or neighbor or someone that you haven't seen or talked to in a long time. Have you got that person in mind?
Yes.
I'm not a mind reader, so if you'll just tell me that person's name.
It's Lynn.
Lynn, with an E or without?
Without.
Without the E-L-Y-N. And see, the reason I ask is because there are multiple ways to spell almost every name. And so it's very, the people who have the E don't want it, don't want to miss it, and the people who don't have it don't want it. So it's important to get it right. Well, I'm going to ask you some questions today, but I want you to answer them in the way that Lynn might have answered them. So we'll start with showing you that we have a pack of bicycle playing cards, and let's just see. I want you to, I'm going to run my thumb down the side, and you'll just say stop. But try to say stop about the time you think Lynn might have said stop.
Stop.
Now, we can see that card. We can see that card as the 4 of diamonds, but you stopped here. So if Lynn had stopped a little sooner or a little later, we might have had a different card. But this will be Lynn's card. Let's just put that right over there. The job that we have before us, Betty, is to figure out what Lynn's card might be. And I'm going to do that by asking you some questions. I'll look through and ask you to make some choices about cards. When you do, you will, I'll just drop the choices down like that you've made. For example, if we asked Lynn to choose the 7 of diamonds or the Queen of diamonds, which do you think she would choose?
The Queen of diamonds.
So Lynn is the type that would go for the Queen, not the 7. I will tell you that the 7 of diamonds is my favorite card. And so I'm going to put that one down just for good measure. Let's make a different choice for Lynn. Let's try the King or the 6. So I've put one up higher and one down lower. What do you think Lynn might choose?
The King.
I'm getting a real sense that Lynn is very ambitious. Let's try one more just for fun. Let's don't have any face cards this time. How about the 7 of hearts or the 10 of clubs? Which do you think Lynn might choose?
The 10 of clubs.
So she went for the high card throughout. So we've got 4 diamonds and a club. Well, you've taken the diamonds out of play, or a lot of diamonds, so I think you're going to go with a club. So I think Lynn chose the 7 of clubs. So let's just take a look and see, based on all of those choices, if she chose the 7. So that's good. You and I did a good job of seeing what card Lynn might have had. But here's what's interesting, is I had this feeling beforehand, so I wrote it on the card box that she might choose the 7 of clubs. So that worked out pretty well for you and for me and for Lynn. But what's really interesting about all of this is that I had set these extra cards aside before we did any of this, before I asked you any questions, before we chose any cards. What's very strange about these cards is that if we look at what's written on them, it's your friend's name from long ago. So how about a big round of applause for everybody, for Betty and for Lynn. Fantastic. Thank you, Betty. I have one final thing to share with you, and this is not about a friend from long ago. This is about my best friend for right now. My wife, Rosemary, and I celebrated 25 years of marriage last August. And so I've spent a lot of time with her over the last year and change, more than usual, because I haven't been traveling as much. And it's very interesting, the things you learn about your partner when you spend a lot of time with them. I'm telling you this in complete honesty, and I don't mean anything negative by this at all. My wife is gifted. This woman can pack a dishwasher in a way that is supernatural. I'm not sure how she does it, but let me demonstrate for you with this. Here I have a puzzle. This is made of corian. This is like the stuff that they make countertops out of. It's hard and durable, and it's a puzzle, and you can see it fits exactly in this frame. And it's got 7 numbered pieces, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 across, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 down. And those of you who remember 7 times 9 is 63, so that's right. So 63 pieces fit exactly in here. And I'm going to set that where you can still see that it's on view. And we put the pieces back together just for a moment so you can see what we're starting with. So there we have the puzzle exactly as planned. Now, some time ago, I was loading the dishwasher. And I had all of the dishes put inside, and I had it filled perfectly. But as is often the case, just about the time you finish loading the dishwasher, someone shows up with another dish. And I looked at the full dishwasher and I thought, well, it's okay. I'll just, I'll take some dishes out of this one, we'll wash it, and we'll just start another load, and I can wash that load, and we'll have like 2 loads that we'll wash. And Rosemary looked at me and she said, Joe, don't be ridiculous. I'm not about to pay for the water for you to run the dishwasher twice. Let me look at the dishwasher. So she went in and she started moving dishes around, and the next thing I knew, she had made room for that last piece. Now, I was a physics major and very puzzled by what appeared to be a supernatural manipulation of matter. But I counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 across. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It was still 63. I was baffled, but I made a mental note for later. Not long after that, we went to visit her parents for Christmas. And so we were at the end of our visit, and I had gotten all of the stuff put together and back in the minivan. We do have a minivan, and we had it, and I had it packed perfectly. I was so pleased with myself. But as often the case, when you come home from visiting your in-laws at Christmas, you have extra stuff beyond what you took with you. I looked at this and said, well, it's no problem. We'll stop at the post office on the way out, and I'll ship this home, and it's no problem. And Rosemary looked at me and said, Joe, don't be ridiculous. I'm not paying postage for you to ship that home. Let me see the van. she started moving luggage and other items around inside the van. And the next thing I knew, she had made room for that last gift. I was obviously baffled by this. I looked and it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's still 63. But I made a mental note and said I would remember it later. Sometime after that, Rosemary and I took a cruise together. And we were traveling around the coast of Italy, and I was fortunate to be doing magic on the ship. And as the saddest part of the cruise is when you have to pack to get ready to come home, but it was fine. I had packed my suitcase and I had everything just so. But as is often the case when you come home from an amazing trip, you have souvenirs and things that you didn't start with at the outset. I said, Rosemary, it's no problem. I'll buy an extra bag, an extra suitcase. We'll put all the souvenirs in that. I'll pay the bag fees and we'll just go home. She said, Joe, after all these years, have you learned nothing? Don't be ridiculous. I'm not paying bag fees for you. Let me see your suitcase. And so she went into my suitcase and started moving things around. And the next thing I knew, she had made room for my souvenirs. I looked at this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It was still 63. I was baffled by what I had seen repeatedly. And as I thought about all of the money that she had saved me on the water bill, and all of the money that she had saved me on postage, and all of the money that she had saved us on bag fees, with all of the money we saved, I did what any good magician would do. I bought a magic prop so that I could share the story with you. My name is Joe Turner. I'm in Atlanta. It was a pleasure to be back with you today, Anthony.
Thank you, Joe. Yes, I do agree with you. I have met your good lady, Rosemary. She is smart. Ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the last act in our show, our closing act, so to speak. Well worth waiting for, I can assure you. A gentleman I've known for some time. When he's finished, we're going to have what we usually call a meet and greet, sometimes referred to as schmooze and mingle. This time, we might actually get to wish our incoming president, Mr. Tom Gentle, or Gentile, whichever way you want to pronounce it, a happy birthday, because his birthday happens to be tomorrow. So stick around. We're going to have some drinks and a couple of things after the closing act, because I have, unbeknown to anybody, including the executive producer, hired a world-famous musician to come along at the meet and greet. So it's as much of a surprise to everybody else later on. But anyway, let's get on with the closing act of our fantastic show. All members of the International Assembly from different countries. Without much ado, I've known this gentleman for a very, very long time. He was a guest of mine on the Dockstone dossiers not that long ago, and obviously said, as indeed everybody else did when I asked them if they would come on the show, and said, yes, absolutely. So thank you so much. And some of them, like Marina and Joe, have been on other shows too. So, ladies and gentlemen, a warm welcome. Currently, I refer to him as ubiquitous, because I've even written about that in the Magic Circular. He seems to be all over the place. I don't know how he does it. Well, this time, we've actually anchored him down, and he's somewhere in this large place called Australia. So give a warm welcome, please, to Mr. J. Scott Berry.
And thank you very much. heard there was going to be a party. So I came prepared. The magician opens up our eyes to the wonders all around us, using coins, cards, rings, and silks to inspire and astound us. Now some may say it's just a trick, but I suggest this strong appeal. The effects may be illusion, but the experience is real.
that is, ladies and gentlemen, our closing act. And as I said earlier on in the show, a couple of announcements. Friends of Magic, you don't have to be a magician to join it at the SAM. Also, you don't have to be an American to join the Society of American Magicians. I would welcome you to the International Assembly. Both of those links are in the chat. Make a note. So the International Assembly link is there, as is and of course, go to magicsam.com as well. Now, President Tom Gentile has a birthday tomorrow, and that's one of the reasons I brought this show forward from May till today. And I've actually scoured the planet. Actually, no, it was the universe, as most illustrious says. We are all over the place, all over the universe, even in Klingon and in the old planet of Vulcan. Yes, there are some. We actually found somebody to sing happy birthday. So if you want to unmute yourselves when he sort of finished the first verse and join in and clap profusely for Tom Gentile, who you may have seen as the summer center at the beginning of the show, underneath all that white beard. It actually was another white beard, Tom. So here is our Scouring the Universe result.
Happy birthday to
you. Happy birthday, dear Tom. Happy birthday to you. All right, everybody join in. Turn your mics on, please. Come on, join in. Turn your mics on. Let's everybody come and let's hear it for the incoming president. Ready? Take it away, Jay.
Oh, if we do that again, okay, here we go.
There we go. Right, ready. Everybody, mics on. Go.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday
to you.
Happy birthday,
dear Tom.
Happy birthday to you.
Da, 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 da.
And many more, and many more, and many more. Thank you, Jay. Yeah. Well, I think is Donna Horn in the house? Whoa. That was a lot of screeching. Going on. We have Mr. Marteska Jenkins, the official photographer from the Magic Circle. How nice. Actually, there's a lot of celebrities here and notables, and I'm so sorry I can't acknowledge everybody, but I'm going to claim my right as a director and say thank you very, very much to Gene and Betty Protas. I haven't seen you for forever in real life, and it was great being your house guest and everything else, and wonderful times we spent together in Texas. Great people, and I'm so glad Joe picked you. Yeah, you're just wonderful. And to Harriet, and to what's the young fellow's name again in Texas? Austin, Texas, Austin Moody. That's it. And of course, to dear John Ryden and his wife Tessa, to all our volunteers who came along. Now, is Donna in the house? Are you there, Donna? Can you identify yourself, Donna Horn? Yes. Are we finding Donna, Brett, and Joel?
Here.
You are. Where are you? No, I've got Don Wilberg coming up. I'm looking for Donna Hunt.
Donna Horn.
Where are you, Donna?
Right here.
There you are. Right. Okay, everybody, happy birthday again. This is what Donna baked for you, Tom. Hold it up a little higher so you can see what the writing is. There you go, Tom.
Happy birthday, Tom.
Wow.
Thank you.
Right. Now,
Holy cow.
I have to, wow, Donna, thank you so very much. Absolutely wonderful lady. And I have to tell you, another member of our International Assembly. And in case some of you missed it, go check it out. You can when you go to the website and look through past issues of MUM. This is Donna on the cover. Can we pull that up? Yeah, we're looking for it. There she is. Yep, play up on the screen, please.
There you go.
Yeah, April 2011. There it is. Go look it up. I'm going to read all about Donna Horn. And, you know, I am both personally and professionally thrilled and grateful because every one of these wonderful people, when I approached them and asked them to be on the show, they said, yeah, absolutely. And the same with Jay, with the guitar as well. And of course, dear Donna, who made this amazing cake. The only regret is that I don't get to have a piece. But we'll take care of that hopefully at the Magic Convention, the SAM one in Las Vegas in January 2022, if I'm right. Yeah, I'll be corrected, I'm sure. There's the cake. Okay, let's have a snapshot of that, please. We need that for MUM. Yeah, we need that. We need that for MUM. And anybody who's got screenshots, please, will you share them with me or with Joel? Thank you to everybody. And now we're just all going to schmooze and whatever, and have a drink to toast Tom. But before we do that, I just want to very quickly do a curtain call for every member of the cast. Tom Gentile as Hocus Pocus Santa Claus. Wonderful. You can clap, if these mics are on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone,
Okay.
for making today
Now.
such a wonderful day.
Oh, it ain't over yet, Tom. To Rod Chow, please. Rod Chow. Yeah.
Keep up the
Rod
energy.
Chow. Rod Chow. Let's give them all a round of applause and drown out whoever's mic is interrupting. Mark Williams. Mark Williams. Because whoever's mic is on, could you please turn it off? I don't need you to be talking in the background. Okay, Mark Williams, here he is. Okay, thank you so much for turning off your mic. Mr. Bill Merlin Palmer in Texas. Where are you, Bill? There you go. Who else we got? Dylan Murray from Ireland. Dylan Murray, where are you? He snuck out the back with a bottle of Jameson's or Bushmills, no doubt. Dylan Murray from Ireland. Not sure what happened to him. Okay, Mr. John Stirk. Oh, there's Dylan. Okay, right. Nice round of applause for you, Mr. John Stirk. Orima Sarip from Portugal. Okay, Sylvia Scepter from England. Magic Noor from Morocco. John Midgley from USA.
Thank you all.
You're welcome. Michael Kelly from the Isle of Man. And in case you don't know, yes, that's a little island off to the west of the United Kingdom. Joan Turner from Atlanta, Georgia. And last but not least, an itinerant guitar player and all kinds of other stuff as well. Really, really good buddy of mine, Mr. J. Scott Berry.
Thank you very much.
Okay, well, thank you so much to the cast from me, both personally and professionally. Thank you all for agreeing to everything. I'm sure I would now like to turn over the doings for all of you to mingle and schmooze and chat and talk to the cast members. But before that, most illustrious, Dr. Joel Zawitsky would like to make a special toast.
Thanks, Anthony. I just want to say this was absolutely an outstanding show. Really, thank you so much to everybody for being here from all across the world. So I want to make a special toast. Bring out the good stuff here too for you, Tom. So let's make a special toast here. I want to give a special toast. Because let me tell you something. This year has been so much fun because of my whole executive committee of John Sturck, Rod Chow, and Tom. Tom and I talk like almost every other day, and we're always laughing, right, Tom?
Always.
It's always a blast. I am so excited for next year, folks. So excited for Tom because he's going to be awesome. So here, this to you, buddy. My toast.
Thank you.
Here's to Tom. Here's to Tom.
Thank
Happy
you.
birthday for tomorrow, Tom.
Thank
I'm
you
sure
all.
pretty much everybody else will turn their mics on and join in, I'm sure. Yeah.
Truly a joy. Truly a joy.
Happy birthday, Tom.
Thank
Happy
you.
birthday.
Birthday.
Happy birthday, Tom.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hope it's wonderful. Stay well.
To be in a show all over the world is truly an honor with you guys. Thank you. Truly memorable.
You're absolutely right, Tom. It is an honor.
Thank you. Bill, you and I were competing against each other against some cups and balls, Jay Marshall's auction, many years ago.
That was probably that set of Paul Fox cups that belonged to Jay.
Yep. And you told someone on the phone, David, let me have them.
And he did.
Yes.
May I just interject here? And I think it's
Anthony,
only
Bird.
right that I do. I mentioned it before, and I'll mention it again. If you don't know how to get in touch with Bill, he's easy to find on Facebook, Bill Palmer, that is Bill Merlin Palmer. Drop me an email and I'll put you in touch. Bill really does have a magnificent museum you can visit virtually. He showed some of it on the Darkstone dossiers last year when he came on as my guest. If you want to access that, you can on the SAM Showcase and also on channels 14 and 20 on abra.tv, www.abra.tv. If that don't work, try the HTTPS stuff. Anyways, abra.tv, whatever it is. So that'll come up on the channels, as will this show. I'm not sure if the CEO, who is also the first vice president on the International Assembly, I saw him briefly. He may have had to duck out. Tim Wise, if he's here, I'm sure he'll make himself known. So, cups and balls and the other cups and balls. Mr. Charles Arkin, could you just turn the mic down, sir? Thank you. And the other cups and balls, I must mention Magic Noor, who was performing as El Pasha today. You can find him on Facebook, Nuruddin Belawi. Nuruddin, Noureddine. If you start with that, Facebook will pull him up. He makes the most magnificent egg cups and balls. Am I plugging it? Yes, I am. Seriously, you even if you don't want a set, go look at some of his craft and his work. Okay, so that's me done for now. I'm just going to hang around and sip JD. Well, actually, it's not. I'm going to let you into a secret now. My bottle just had cold tea.
And before I forget, Austin Mooney. Years ago, I had one too. Many years ago.
Yeah. Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I've done my thanks. Thank you so much to everybody. Now, as most illustrious, well, we're off the show now. We can call him Joel. Likes to say, what is it you like to say, Joel?
Schmooze and mingle.
All right. So there you go. So if anybody's around, you want to ask some questions, chat with put it in chat, put your mics on and talk, or put up whatever in chat.
I have something. I just wanted to say that Joel absolutely destroyed me with the Klingon right at the top. I wasn't looking at my at my monitor, I was looking over here,
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
heard, is he speaking Klingon?
And I missed it, yeah. And yesterday at the Order of the Arrow Fellowship, there was a gentleman who was, and the Boy Scouts have a interpreter strip on their uniform. Years ago, I had Francais, and then there's Espanol and Italiano, but he had Klingon. So I immediately thought of that.
Did you notice, John, that Joel got the grammar slightly wrong? He uses gerund in the wrong place.
Well, I'm no expert on Klingon, but I did watch.
Neither am I, John. I made that all up.
I did watch. There was a production in Chicago. They used to do it every Christmas time.
Yep.
A production of a Klingon Christmas Carol in Klingon.
Wow.
The whole thing, and they had these projectors above the stage that provided the subtitles, but all the actors did it entirely in Klingon. It was just mind blowing.
Wow. I would have loved to have seen that. I don't know about anybody else.
Yeah.
So if anybody wants to toast, you can use a glass. You don't have to have a toaster and a Batman piece of bread. I'm still cracking up with that.
I wonder what that would look like with a bagel.
What are you asking about bagels for? You're Italian. What are you worried about bagels?
Yeah, if he toasted
yeah.
a bagel on that bat thing, it'd be Holy Batman bagel. No.
Never,
you beat me to it, Midgley.
Never knew what a bagel was till my junior year of college.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I love the way you got your glass and the ice tuned in, Tom, with exactly with the bells of your Santa Claus.
Yeah.
Yeah. You see? Yeah, they're good. They're good.
So I just turned all the mics on for everybody, so you can all schmooze, and it's all on now.
Mingle, yeah. Oh, don't all talk at the same time. Yeah. Anybody want to jump in? I don't know who's here.
Can I just say thank you, Anthony? It's Tony Jr. from the UK.
Oh, wow. Great to see you.
Hello, sir. Thank you very much for putting on another great show this evening. And,
welcome. You were in the last one, I think, weren't you?
I certainly was, sir.
Yeah,
Certainly was.
with Kevin James and Tim Wise, etc. Yeah.
Yes.
Great to see you, man. Yeah, you're doing good. How are you?
I'm jolly well. What's not to like? I've had 2 hours of magic. What's not to like?
Fantastic. Thank you.
Just to let everyone know, I mean, Joe M. Turner is going to be my guest for an evening with Joe Turner on May the 3rd. So if anyone would like to tune into that, I'm actually putting on magic events, not like yours, where they come and talk about magic and just share their magic rather than talk about the life story type thing.
Yeah.
Joe kindly attended one and then offered to do an evening, and that's May the 3rd. So if anyone's interested, just ask them to contact you, and you can pass on my details if anyone would like to attend it. It's free, and it's on May the 3rd, 7:30 UK time, if anyone's interested. But what a
yeah, it's going to be a fun lecture.
Yeah, it absolutely is. I mean, I'm a big fan of Joe Turner's.
Yeah, you can't get much better than Joe Turner.
Yeah. Tony, why don't you put this up as a post to the International Assembly page, and I'll put it there and then share it around. And I'm just looking for the first time ever here. We have from Iceland, our wonderful member from there, Gunnar, who does a lot of fantastic work at the Magic Circle, by the way. Paul Abbey from England, Brian Rowley from Malta. I'm just going with people that I know. Hey, Mr. Jimmy C. He's here as well. Hey.
Jimmy C.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, and the wonderful PJ from Texas as well.
PJ,
Robin Byers, Ariel Furrick from Canada. I'm just going with folks that I know. Dr. Michael, Magic Mike from Canada, who is also our Canadian correspondent on Aber TV News.
Honey, I'm on
and of course, my favorite lady of all, and the world's greatest Oscar-winning volunteer, Harriet Jacobson. Go check out her channel on Abra.tv. She has an amazing channel with Gay Blackstone, etc. So go check it out. John, we've already thanked from England, John and Tesser. And of course, the wonderful, wonderful, lovely, lovely man. I love him dearly, and his wife, Betty. Gene Protus from Texas.
Russell,
Howdy, Gene.
Thank you, the show.
Oh, come on. Play nice. Play nice. I'm just acknowledging people. Play nice.
Gene and Betty, thank you.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks for helping.
Jeffrey Allen, Winston Howard. I got to talk to you, Mr. Allen. I need you on the Duststone dossiers. Kip Sherry. Oh, great. Great to see you. Who all else? Mark Collins, chairman of the Paranormal Investigation Committee over at the SAM. We have Crow, the music producer, also from Portugal. Who else we have? Terry Kagan. I'm just running down here. Jennifer Graham, been here a few times. Cody Clark, yep, great name. Paul Cortelli, great man, dear Paul.
Hey,
Mark Carlin, I mentioned.
Yeah.
Spike somebody, is that Spike Nordstrom? I don't know. I can't see properly all of it. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've seen a picture.
That's me.
Seen the picture of the wolf. Yeah, I realize it's you. Spike,
Mark
great to have you. Great to have you here. I mean, who all else do you want to mention?
Mark D'Souza.
Yeah, it says Rich. I'm assuming that's Rich Dooley. I hope so.
I saw Mark D'Souza was here.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Great.
And
I mean, I'm just kind of flicking around.
I think he's already left, but George Schindler was also watching today.
Yeah, no, I was looking for George, and I was busy doing other stuff because that was nice. George Schindler, in case anybody wants to know, is the dean of the Society of American Magicians. So there's a lot of folks here that I don't know. Mark D'Souza was here. I've seen him come up and go.
He was just here.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was. So listen, Tom and Joel. You guys want to run down the list and have a look and acknowledge a few people?
Yeah, the one person I want to acknowledge right off the bat though is Anthony Darkstone, because what you do not realize, folks, is that this show takes months and months of planning. I mean, you cannot believe the hours that Anthony has put in to make this all happen. So, I mean, kudos, buddy. This is it's because of this gentleman that this is what it is.
And a few extra days.
Congratulations, Tony.
Thank you.
Mr. Dan Sclair is here.
Yeah.
Hey, Tom. Hey, buddy. Happy anniversary of your birth.
Thank you.
Looking forward to you to being the next most illustrious.
Almost illustrious.
Dan, be kind enough to tell everybody what you do and what you're in charge of at the SAM, please.
I'm the life membership chairperson of the SAM, and if you're interested in becoming a life member, hopefully someone who's running this can post the link to my email, and if you're interested in becoming a life member, please contact me.
Yep, put it in the chat.
Okay, I just want to say a quick howdy to a gentleman called Russell. I've just got a message through from a friend of ours who says that he was a little bit hearing impaired, so he was like raising his voice during when I was talking. So thank you, Russell. Apologies, I didn't mean to offend you. It's just that I had no idea. And I'm glad you jumped in when you did, Dan and Tom, because yeah, this is a refugee from the mafia face, and a big tough guy. Not really.
Museum.
I'm a big softie, and that kind of you talking afterwards, Tom and Dan, made me gather my composure together. Thank you, Joel. You really knocked me out, boss. Yeah, touched me deeply. Thank you.
We do more together, folks.
We certainly do. It's really, really nice to be acknowledged and appreciated, and couldn't do it without everybody else. And can I just draw the attention to one gentleman who has been conspicuous by his absence, because he's carrying a shotgun and monitoring everything. None of the Darkstone dossiers or this show or any other show would be possible without him. I want to raise my glass and thank Mr. Bretzel.
Bretzel.
Who got me this toaster, by the way.
Mr.
He got me the toaster.
Yes.
Every bat cave needs a bat toaster.
That needs to come to Vegas. It has to be there in Vegas in January.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you got to bring that to Vegas.
Every breakfast should serve that.
Or Poughkeepsie on Sunday morning.
That works too.
So
Jay,
I don't know who all else is here, and you want to jump in, please feel free.
Well, we didn't get a chance to acknowledge him. You would think he was here earlier, but Dr. Simon Carmel, who is with the Deaf Magicians. So I just wanted to acknowledge him that he was here.
David Klaus is hanging in.
Yeah, good one, John. Yeah, David Simon Carmel. I mean, he's been on, I think, a couple of the. I've watched some of the shows and the Doc Stone dossiers, and he does sterling work for deaf magicians. And I think I'm going to let Joe say a few words about this because he knows more than I do. At the SAM, we don't really care about people's gender, whatever you want to be or choose to be, ethnicity, or any of those things. Right, Joe?
Absolutely. I mean, like I said, this is a universal, international society of magicians. All are welcome. And now you don't even have to be a magician. With the Friends of Magic, you can just love the art of magic. So,
Hey, Joel.
J. Scott Berry, what time is it in Australia?
Right now it's 8:30.
Wow.
Tomorrow. 4 a.m.
Thank
I
you.
was up at 4 a.m. to prepare for this show.
Thank you.
Hey, you see what I'm? You see what I mean? You see what I mean by dedication? I'm not
Thank
kidding.
you.
I mean, yeah, absolutely, yeah.
I have a question. Is there a social coming up after this? Another show?
I think the 7 o'clock Resorceress email, there was something going on tonight.
8 o'clock. I think it's
8 o'clock?
7 p.m. Eastern.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Dano sent it.
Yeah, John Midgley's just put up. If you haven't read it, he says, "Thank you all for letting me perform. I hope to see you all in the near future." I'll switch that around. Thank you, John Midgley, and everybody else for coming along and performing. Very cool. Thank you.
Oh,
And if you're a card person and you want to see some very cool second dealing, get in touch with John Midgley.
You're not going to see the second dealing.
That's what I said. You'll know what he's doing, but you won't see him do it. Yeah. For lay people who are here, that just means he can count from 1 to 2.
No, it means all he can count is 2. He just keeps counting 2.
Nice one, Alan. Yeah, jumped in. Alan does a great lecture and show. I've seen some of his work. Yeah, thank you, Alan. Yeah, I love that, man. Yeah, he can just count to 2.
Alan knows me pretty well.
Yeah, I figured. Yeah, I figured.
Okay. Is that better or worse than counting in Elm's leaves? 1, 2, 4. 1, 2, 4.
Or Jordan. You need to actually start a charity for free because nobody ever counts 3. That's the card that's left out of every magic trick. 3.
Hey, Joe Turner, are you willing to share where in the world you got that beautiful puzzle piece with the? I've done it with paper and cardboard, but that beautiful stone piece. Where did you
That's
get that?
gorgeous.
I could tell you, but he's sold out.
Oh, bummer. No, that is a gorgeous piece of magic. Hang on to that.
Well, it is my favorite version. I have played with many over the years, but that one, I've been doing that routine virtually for the last year or so, and I'm afraid I caused the guy who makes them to give up. I think I sold some for him, and so I'll message you.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's a pretty handcrafted piece, I would imagine, Joe. Right? Yeah. Great to see you, Kip. Yeah.
Thank you, Anthony.
How you been, sir?
I actually, business here in Idaho is actually starting to pick up for live events.
Good.
And one of the events that I have booked for
is what I thought I wouldn't for quite a while, but it's a retirement community. And those were like, don't come to the retirement community, people die. But they're starting to open up, live shows are coming back, and it feels so good.
A tip with that, Kip, have them write down what they saw.
Well, the problem is, Tom, I'm working for the memory unit, so they'll probably forget that they even saw me.
Kip, the reason the retirement homes are open is because they're the ones that got the shots first.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know if I mentioned him. I did earlier on in the show. I don't know if he's still here from Finland, representative for the International Assembly in Finland. Elmo, are you around still? No? Okay. If you are,
Yeah, he's there.
Elmo?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hi.
Hello.
Oh, there you are. Yeah, good to see you. I hope you've taken some cool screenshots. If anybody else has, please send them to me with Joel, because Elmo very kindly is going to do the review of this show for MUM. So that's fine.
I'm
If
sure
you
Mark
ever
Webb could probably pull a few good screenshots out too and post it.
Yeah, anybody can do that. Oh, well, it's a bit late now, but we'll yeah, Joel has the raw footage, which he'll send to me. Yeah, okay. But we'll definitely feature Donna's cake, because we need some photographs in the article. We have a little bit of time because Tom's cover feature is coming out in July when he becomes president in MUM, the cover feature. And I'm hoping if enough of us can threaten Alan Howard, he'll also put in about this show. All right. There are greater people than I who can use their weight and influence to get him to do it. I think it'll be very cool to have a write-up on this show because, it was dedicated to Tom and, he's in it as Hocus Pocus, and there's reference in the article to Hocus Pocus, etc. But anyway, and the reason I know that is because I know the guy who wrote the article. So, I know some stuff. I know the stuff that's in it. Okay. Yeah.
Leonor, o que é que eu te disse? Não é para dormir, tira o laço do cabelo, se faz favor.
Okay, yeah, somebody. Okay. Faz favor, desligar a microphone. Toda gente ouvir. I don't know who that was, but it was somebody speaking in Portuguese. Okay.
Well, I want to just suggest that for the next international show, you should have Elmo in the show, and you should have him close the show. That way, the show would have a strong finish.
We did have him in a show.
Oh, good.
We did have him in a gala show already. Yeah. Yeah. Don't be crazy. We can't, there are no dues to pay if you join the International Assembly. And you know what the dues are for people who don't know? For a whole year, you can join the SAM and it's $55 US. If you're paying in euros, if you're paying in euros or pounds, it's almost half. It's not even $55 if you're using euros or pounds. I know currently the UK GBP pound is running at about 139. That's what your pound is getting. For every pound, you get $1.39 currently. If you're following the Forex market, yeah. So yeah, I mean, am I plugging it? Do we want more people in the SAN? Do we want people in the International Assembly? Yes, we do.
The more the merrier.
Yes, because this is a great art. We all love it. And yes, we belong to the Magic Circle, some of it, and the IBM, et cetera, et cetera. But for me personally, the SAM has been fantastic to me and my son over the years. So, and we got some great people. I've worked with a few presidents, written features on them, Dal Sanders, Vinnie Grosso, etc. And I have to say, I mean, he just got me at left field, so I'm going to do the same to him. Right? It's been an absolute joy working with Joel. There's a lot of work that we go back and forth on and double checking with him. He is the executive producer, so I run everything by him. And this guy is just like phenomenal, man. I work with him and, he's just great. I've got to know Tom pretty well because we've had a lot of lengthy chats in the last month or so. And it's going to be even more fun. And if you think that Joel is just going to hibernate in the bat cave, forget it. He's going to be around. He's going to be here. We're going to do more shows and all kinds of cool stuff. So if you're a member of the SAM and you want to join the International Assembly, get in touch with me. Hey, Simon Craze is here. Let's pull him up. He actually turned up. He actually turned up. He actually turned up. Simon, pull him up.
Hello.
Simon, I did mention you, buddy.
I was there. I was there. I saw it.
Oh, okay, fantastic. No, thank you very
Yeah,
much.
I had some
Simon-
gremlins and my Wi-Fi cut out, but I'm back.
You swapped your wife for gremlins?
I did. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
yeah.
no, I had some Wi-Fi gremlins.
Oh, I
Sorry.
see. I thought I heard you say I swapped my wife for gremlins. Yeah, I mean, this guy, yeah, he goes by Simon Craze. That's his stage name. And I can assure
No,
you.
that's my real name.
Really? Seriously? Oh, okay. Yeah, like the fake beard you're wearing. I know. Yeah.
Yeah.
This guy, if you're a member of the Magic Circle and you can access the members page, I hate him. I hate him. He drives me nuts and everybody else.
Me
with his
too.
Incredible genius thinking, man. Genius thinking with things like dingbats.
Oh, thank
I'm going to go talk to him and get him to do a few of us for the SAM and probably invite him to come join the SAM as well. You should. We need
Well, I was
you,
going
man.
to say, yeah, I'll swap it for membership. How's that
Yeah.
sound?
Well, I
I'll
don't
pay
know.
myself. Don't worry.
Shall we deal cards instead?
Okay.
Guess what? I got a whole load of experts here. Jimmy C., John Ryden, John Midgley, John Sturck, Joe Turner. You pick one. These boys will cut you for cards. Yeah, they'll cut. But seriously, thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you for that. And there's my Jack Daniels embossed glass and everything. So thank you. Thank you for, there it is. Yeah, thank you for making that up.
10 of hearts.
And yeah, 10 of hearts and the 4 of spades. So you know what? Can I give him a little plug? He's been very kind and shared this with a lot of people at the Magic Circle. But if you're not a member of the Magic Circle, get in touch with Simon. Ask him to make you up a label. He may make a small charge, and why not? And, you know, man's got to eat. Everybody's got to eat. So, you know, it's okay. I don't mind plugging it. So there you go. All right. Well, I'm glad I spotted you, Simon, and thank you for being here. That's great.
You're very welcome.
I just
what
wanted to
else?
say, I wanted to acknowledge some of my friends that I know. It's strange to be here in an international setting, but to see so many of my friends from Abbott's. And I see Tim Wise and Harriet and Jeffrey Allen, and we're all friends from attending a Magic Convention once every summer in Poland, Michigan. If you're wondering where Poland is, it's in the bowels of the state, really. Very small town.
I'm sorry.
I heard the real hole.
No, you missed a great line. Come on.
Oh, it was good. I corrected.
It was a great
Anthony
line.
with that.
Thank you. I got it.
Thank you. Oh, believe me, when you go to Poland, all you do is think up double entendre like that. But I just was struck by how small the world seems when I'm here among people from all over the country or all over the world, and I see my friends from Abbott's. So it just goes to show that it's a small world after all.
Well, you spoke about Tim, as most of you know. Tim last year agreed very kindly to be the first VP of the International Assembly. He and I kind of work together. He's like the good-looking one, so he comes up as the anchor and does the Aber News. I just do the research and the lead writing, and that's about it. Stay in the background. But go check out abra.tv, and there's links to Aber News. And you see different channels, including one. There's a channel 20, which is for the SAM. The Society of American Magicians is on channel 20. Go check that out.
Thank you, Anthony. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Hey, it's Tim. Hey, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, it's nice to see everybody. Sadly, I'm in and out because I'm caregiving for my beloved, but it's great to see most illustrious Tom. Welcome and happy birthday, friend.
Thank you, Tim.
It's nice to see you, John. Of course, I look forward to actually getting back to Abbott's this year, hopefully.
I plan to be there. I hope you are.
Yeah, I've been talking to Lance Burton on a couple of ideas and Jeffrey Allen as well, because we're going to be doing some filming and for some new productions for Aber.tv. J. Scott Berry, pleasure to see you, pal. You are looking like you're going to be on board, and Harriet and Dave Stone are also working on some we're working on new productions, original pieces for Aber.tv, exclusive for Aber.tv. So I'm very excited about the enthusiasm that Aber.tv has created in helping other magicians create their own content, that it's wholly owned by you, and then you possibly can monetize here on the network. We very grateful to have Lance Burton just jumped on, which is great. He's offering one of his DVDs and maybe more. And Jay has offered some stuff here that we haven't actually coordinated yet, but there's going to be some things available from him. The SAM, and Dal Sanders been uploading and putting some great content on the SAM channel. And we're getting some momentum, which is really fun. When I started this a year ago, we had no channels. I had one show, Hollywood Stars of Magic, and now we have 27 channels. And so how awesome is that? We got Charlie DeCarlo from Mexico, Vic Canetta from Argentina is coming on. And so how much fun is it to create this whole thing? I want to give a big shout out to Anthony Darkstone for, about 8 months ago, he goes, I don't really get this idea. And so I had to kind of cultivate it. And then once he got it, boy, he took off like a rocket. And so many things have happened since Anthony's been involved. And so it's great to see all my friends here today. Spike, I see you there. Elmo, we work together. Nice to see Kip Sherry and Harriet, of course, and Brian Rowley from. It's what a family we have, and we can sit in our chairs and share time. So how much fun! Thank you so much. I'm going to have to run for now, but I wanted to just wish happy birthday. See all my brothers and sisters here in this great art that we've decided to do in our lives, and I look forward to many more shows, and we'll talk to you soon. Thank you again for your time,
What
everybody.
a wonderful world it would be.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye,
Thank you.
Tim.
Thank you, Tim. Let me just, in case you haven't spotted it in the chat, let me just read out what Sylvia Scepter wrote. Super show, everyone. Thank you so much for asking me to perform. It was an honor and a privilege. Quite the reverse. Thank you, Karina.
Yes.
Sorry, AKA, that's her name. Sylvia Spector, as you probably realize, is her stage name. She's going to hate me for saying this, but she's currently working on a PhD on some very cool things to do with magic. She will eventually, I think, tell you all about it. All I can say is that she's been working very hard, and she actually took time out of that. If you're writing a thesis or ever written one, you'll understand where I'm coming from. I've written them. So it's hard work. Trust me, she took time out to come and do this. So I'm personally and professionally, obviously, very grateful. So anybody else want to jump in, please?
I just wanted to say something, if you guys get a chance. Mike Shelley, which is world renowned. I mean, they know him all over the world. I think he's been at Blackpool for 38 years of Blackpool, and he's in hospice. So if you guys can send some prayers to Michael Shelley, it would be well appreciated for the family. So I want to pass that around. Okay.
Well, thank you, Jimmy. I've just got a gentleman called, forgive me if I pronounce your name correctly, sir, Leo Dini from Angola, Africa. For some of you who don't know where that is. It's my first time here. I enjoyed every performance, and thanks to Mr. Orima Sarip for the invitation. It was a great moment. Well, thank you very much indeed, Mr. Leo Dini. If you're a magician, come and talk to Orima or myself. We would love to have you in the International Assembly. If you're not a magician, please go and join the Friends of Magic. If you scroll up, the links are in the chat. Make a note.
Anthony, question
Yes,
for you.
Yes, sir.
I'm a member of SAM. Does that automatically make me a member of the International, or must I join that one as well?
Well, to answer your question, perhaps which is on a couple of other people's minds, the criteria for joining the International Assembly is that all members, irrespective of where they are in the world, have to join the SAM. You can't just jump into the assembly. You got to join the SAM first. The other thing, which John Sturck told me about last year, and I did not know, but John told me this, it is perfectly okay to belong to more than one assembly. We have a number of people who are members of other assemblies who are also members of the international assembly as well. So really, all you need to do, Kip, is just get in touch with me, and I'd be delighted to have you in the assembly. We have past national presidents there, like Dan Garrett, Carol Garrett, who is his wife, Nanny Wilson, Paul Critelli. I think Paul was here for a little while. Different people. If you go to the link that Joel put up, Magic, M-A-G-I-C, Magic Sam, www.magicsam.com, forget the become a member, the big one. Up above it, it says International Assembly. Just click on that. And go to photographs. And we still have more to add, Kip. So if you want to join the assembly, absolutely, you're welcome, because you're already an SAM member. So no issue there. Oh, and by the way, what are the dues for joining the International Assembly? The short answer is nothing. Nothing whatsoever. Nothing. You don't pay dues, you pay nothing. All you do, in your case, you don't need to because you're already an SAM member. All you do is join the SAM. Go to International Assembly, the little white lettering on a gray button on the main page, click it. Everything you need to know is there.
There are dues. You have to follow the Darkstone Chronicles.
Yes.
No, you don't have to follow anything.
What they do is they waive the travel to the assembly meetings.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We pay all the expenses, first class air travel, everything. No, we don't. We just hang out, man. That's all it is. We should have an assembly.
A clarification on that. You can name a home assembly for the sake of the Assembly Growth Awards. So if you have a local assembly and you want to say that's your home assembly, that's fine. But Anthony welcomes everyone from anywhere to be a visitor, or you can even say that's your home assembly. But for the local people, you can still join the International Assembly.
Yeah, I don't have it right handy, but you all know what your SAM card looks like, right? No, I got an old one handy, so I'll show you that. Okay, if you look at your SAM card, let me just tilt that. Okay.
Yep, there you go.
Yeah, it's got an assembly on it. If you speak to Mano Rodriguez, who is our SAM administrator, and most of you know that already, and you say to Mano, this is the assembly I want on my card, that's what she'll put on your card.
That's what counts. Yep.
Yeah. It's entirely up to you. You don't have to do that. And yeah, I save all my cards because they're signed by different people. This one happens to be by Kendrick Ice McDonald, who was president at one time, obviously signed the card. And by the way, let me phrase this in case we still have a couple of lay people. I saved these because you'd be surprised how easily you can switch them in and out for different effects. That's all I'll say. If you're a magician, you've already got what I'm trying to say.
Yep.
But I'm not saying any more. So, yeah, that's it. You've either got what I've said or not. And if you haven't, and you go, well, how do you do that? Well, get in touch with me. I'll show you. I'll share with you.
Just expanding on what Tom was mentioning about the Assembly Growth Awards. The International won the award last year for the 2020 award for the greatest growth. So all the members that Anthony brought into the Assembly contributed to this Assembly, International Assembly, winning the Assembly Growth Award for 2020 for that category of Assembly. So it does help. So if you're an associate member and you don't have a home assembly, you could make the International Assembly your home assembly. If you want to make another assembly your home assembly where you are nearby, if you're an associate member, then that would help that assembly in that area as well. So it's your choice. The deadline for this year is May 31st. So if you want to join assembly now is a chance to help out in assembly, either international assembly or assembly near your where you live.
1
And
month ago.
this year, we've actually enhanced the program so that all winning assemblies will actually receive a virtual medal. And that virtual medal they can display in all their correspondence, their social media, and in fact, in the MUM magazine, when they make their monthly report, that virtual medal will go alongside their report. So they'll get recognition for an entire year. So it's important for any one that wants to be contributing to an assembly to gain that award, to do it now and become an assembly member. Okay, from associate member to assembly member. And if you're not a member of SAM at all, then become an SAM member and decide whether you want to be associate member, international assembly member, or a member of assembly in your area.
Well,
Rod?
thank you, Rod. I'm just going to jump over very quickly to most illustrious Dr. Joel, because he's going to run through verbally, rather than type it, bullet points of what you get when you join the SAM.
Okay, let me spotlight myself here too. So, and you can all chime in because you're all part of this energy that we're going through, because as Tom says, we do more together. So you get the MUM magazine, which has been more magic, more magic, more magic, and it keeps getting to be more magic. It's unbelievable.
With the SYM in the middle.
Exactly.
Tell your kids.
But you got to remember, MUM magazine comes in two forms. You can get the printed version and you can get the digital version, which is like getting twice the magazine.
And in the digital version, you get something that you don't get the printed version. You get bites from the Bat Cave.
Yes, it's true. At least for another month.
Keep it going.
Then you have Assembly V1.1, which is over 5 years of lectures and meetings. So 5 times 12 of free lectures from names that, Jeff McBride and Franz Ferrari, people all over the world.
Max Maven.
Max Maven, that's right.
Jim
We have the
Steinmeier.
Friday night lecture series that we did, which if you get Jim Steinmeier's lecture, guess what, folks? That's your empire's cost right there. It's unbelievable.
That's priceless.
And now you have V1.2, which is training on how to do card forcing, how to do shuffling, how to do counts. It's an entire library at your fingertips.
Yeah, just one thing, Joel. By the way, it may not mean a lot to pretty much everybody here. It might to one or two people. You can actually have the digital MUM translated into French, Japanese, etc. Right?
Correct. Any language. You could have it in Yiddish. You want it in Yiddish? It's there. I checked it. I really saw.
What really? Wow.
In Yiddish.
Klingon?
Thank you. The Klingon, thank you.
You know what? I don't know. That's a good question.
It is not logical, Tom. It really isn't logical. Okay.
But also the conventions and, Rod, John, and Tom, if you just talk about the convention that's coming up, because if you were at the last convention in Vegas,
we're going back.
Oh my gosh.
We're going back.
It was mind-blowing, folks. Mind-blowing.
And I'll tell you the good thing. About this convention. It's actually being held in Fremont Street, not on the Strip.
Oh, yeah.
And if you've never been to Vegas or you've been to Vegas, you will understand exactly what I'm saying. Fremont Street is the place to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course, if you've never been, you want to walk up and down the Strip and watch the volcanoes and the water fountains and all that stuff. Great, that's fine. Do it. But Fremont Street is just unbelievable. I'll tell you what else you get. I take one of these every morning.
Zip line?
Tesla? Nah, he didn't know nothing. He didn't know nothing about magic. Look at that. Now, Tom sent me this.
I got one too. Tom sent me this one too.
Yeah, this is really cool. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I love this. I don't know why I'm like, well, I'm like a big kid. We all are big kids. Yeah, you want to do good magic, be a big kid. Yeah.
So Las Vegas is. So what I heard was Magic Live got postponed. So this the SAM Las Vegas is going to be the first major convention that's going to be back to an in-person convention. So encourage all of you to register now. Registration is open, so the earlier you register, the better. We want to get back in person again, and this is your opportunity. Las Vegas waited 2 years for this. We've been planning 2 years for this, right? So it's going to be totally the ultimate convention. So you don't want to miss this one.
January 2022.
Right.
Already registered.
Mike Millen, Mike Miller, who was a former president of PNP of the SAM, now handles the acts and things that are being booked. Check it out. I mean, it's just amazing, just really amazing the lineup that he's putting together.
And he recognizes untapped talent from around the world.
Yeah,
brings them in.
Yeah, he does. I'm going back in the day when R.G. Smith used to do it.
Oh yeah,
yeah. That friggin' dates me. Well, those who know me know how old I am, but that's fine. I don't mind. I was born in 1947. Do your math. So okay, yeah. Like I said,
in China, we had a young lady who did a handstand and produced doves from her feet. Now that's not.
That was the night of the entire Chinese show, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that was an incredible show.
Yeah,
incredible show.
The Gold Chrysanthemum Chinese Act.
Yeah,
it was put together by Juliana Chen, and it was an amazing lineup of performers from China.
Right.
And the ballerina, it was the ballerina that Tom was talking about. She was doing crazy things with that.
Yeah, I love that they had basically what I guess you call it a classical Chinese act with the long flowing robe productions. I love that. That was just such classic routine.
And the bowls of water.
Oh yeah.
Oh, just nowhere.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, as you guys can see in the chat to everyone, John Sturck says, adios, friends. Thanks so much for including me in today's spectacular lineup. Well, thank you, John. Jeffrey Allen, yeah, I had to talk to this man. I want to bring him on and do a tour of his museum on one of the Doc Stone dossiers. Yeah, I'm going to bug this guy till I can anchor him down. Everybody wants him. Yeah, Jeffrey Allen, stay tuned. I'm going to come after you. Who else says? Oh, Mark in Vegas says, thanks, Anthony, for having me on the show. Apologize, got to run. Fair enough. Elmo says, I'm so sorry I have to leave. That's okay. 2 a.m. in Finland. No, that's fair enough. Yeah, thanks for a fun show, everyone. Happy birthday, Tom. Okay, John Ryden, want to say something, sir?
Yeah, Anthony, first of all, thanks for the invite tonight. And can I thank Rod Chow for making a really special trick for Tess and myself tonight. That meant a great deal to us, you know. And the magic was fantastic. And I just wish you all the best of health and happiness. And thanks for me being here tonight. Thank you very much indeed. It was wonderful.
Thank you,
It was
John.
a wonderful night. Thank you.
Thank you, John and Tess.
Yeah.
Really, a wonderful couple, 55 years. Congratulations on your upcoming 55th anniversary.
Yeah. May I wish you every success, sir. Every success. Thank you.
Thank you, John. You're a great man in many, many ways and a wonderful magician too. Yeah. Bruce Young says, my first time attending, John Sturck was my link into the SAM. Hello, Don Weinberg. Thanks, everyone. Yeah, you're very welcome. You're very welcome. You're very welcome. Come join us.
You gotta get Donna to freeze that cake.
What?
You got to get Donna to freeze that
Yeah,
cake.
I don't know if Donna's still about. Man, when I talked to her and we plotted this little thing.
That was gorgeous.
Yeah, we figured we want to do something for the heck of it. Well, who better can you get? I mean, she's the contemporary magician. She was on the cover of MUM. So I spoke to her and I said, hey, Donna, what do you think? She's part of our assembly. And I said, well, yeah, what do you mean to? And she said, yeah, I could do this. And I said, wow, can you? So we willed it on. We even got a picture of it. So when she sent me the picture, I kind of like, whoa, yeah, that's gonna blow everybody's mind. It did mine, I tell you. So thank you, Donna. That was really, really
You're
great.
welcome. Happy
Thank
birthday,
you.
Tom.
Thank you. Oh, that was awesome.
Tastes good too.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know, it takes a lot of work to stay my size, so I can't wait. I hope I can figure out a piece to get. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
wedding cake you freeze, so I don't know if you can freeze birthday cake a year to year.
Maybe.
Come on.
yeah. Okay.
Allons-y.
Mark says, yes, sorry, I was incommunicado. Mark D'Souza, he says, I was with family keeping in on the background. Thanks for a great afternoon. Not at all, Mark. Thank you.
Oh, Mark, thank you.
No,
Truly an
yeah.
honor you came. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. One of our greats at the
You
SAM.
want to
And
know
if you-
anything in magic, you ask Mark D'Souza.
Right. And if you've not attended his lecture, you can.
Yes.
If you join the SAM and go to the special members section and watch lectures, as we were saying, by Jim Steinmeier, Mark D'Souza, Max Maven, just the whole list of names, you know.
Thank you for the props, guys.
Oh, Mark, we go way back, sir.
Yes, we do. And a happy
As
birthday
Wilhelmina.
to you, Thomas.
Oh.
I'm sorry I was incommunicado. I had some family obligations, but
No.
kept this on in the background.
As long as you stopped and visited for a spell, I truly thank you.
Well, my pleasure, and keep
We've
up.
known
the
each other
work.
30 years.
This is doing wonders to keep the magic community together in a really wonderful, meaningful way. So thank you to everybody.
And for those that do not know, Mark D'Souza is one of the few people that collects lecture notes, not books. Now, he's probably got books, but lecture notes. So little known secrets are in that head of his.
I'm now coming up on 4,400 sets.
Well, something happens to me, Mark, you're getting a few more.
Oh, good. First thing I look for in a collection.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think if there's anybody who wants to say a very quick something, this would be a good time, or we would need to wrap.
Thank you.
Just well done, everybody, and happy birthday, Tom. And great to see you all.
Thank you, Brian.
As usual. Well done, everybody. Great show.
Yeah.
Great
Yeah.
afternoon. Great night.
Thank you, Brian. This guy is from Malta and an absolutely stunning, amazing man. He has helped me on personal things, including cleaning up and redoing my website. Just a great guy, member of our International Assembly, and he's in Malta. Just an amazing-
Dorothy's here too.
Dorothy's got her hand raised.
Okay, go ahead.
Happy birthday, Tom. I have
Thank you,
some
Dorothy.
advice for you. Act like a grown-up, but never grow up.
Yes.
Happy- Say hello, Dick.
Hello, Dick.
Yeah, Dick says.
Thank you, Dick. And anyone that wants to help out the Houdini Memorial Fund, they need repair. So just send the money to Dorothy and they're going to fix the monument.
It's a really wonderful project. I have to thank everybody for helping out with that. It's something that should be done, and love being a part of it.
I was there about 5 years ago, and it definitely needs tender loving care.
Yeah.
It was in good shape when I was there. I was very kindly taken there by our dean, George Schindler.
Yeah.
I was his house guest for a few days in New York, and he took me to stay a while, and then he said, "Let me take you somewhere." And it was just, if you ever get an opportunity to go to New York to the Malpaca Cemetery and look at Harry Houdini's grave, it says Eric Weiss as well there, but it's got the SAM logo, etc. And I can tell you, without spoiling it, that just behind him and just in front of his space, as you were for his grave, there are a couple of other well-known magicians. So a visit there, if you are in New York, is
To
definitely.
the right and down the hill is Larry Weeks.
Yep. Thurston, I think, is there, or I can't remember.
Yeah, Thurston's there.
Not Thurston. I
And
can't
just
remember.
like the Great Wall of China, it's the only cemetery you can see from space.
Oh, that I didn't know. Oh, wow. There you go. Yeah. So yeah, and David Copperfield very kindly, when it really went downhill and then everything was redone via the SAM. George Schindler told me this. David Copperfield contributed about 6 figures, and there are 2 benches there dedicated to them. So that's kind of nice of him. And Dorothy, Dietrich, and Dick Brooks are part of, and I think it's Richard Bowman, correct me if I'm wrong, Dorothy, Dick Bowman. They're all kind of coming together to
Dick
repair.
Bowman. Yeah, from the
Thank you, Tom, to repair a crack that's happening this side of the weeping lady statue. So get in touch with them. Get in touch with them. Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Oh, not at all. Not at all. You're very, very welcome. Thank you. Thank you for being here, Dorothy.
It was really
John.
great. Everybody did such a wonderful
Great
job.
event. Fabulous.
Really good.
Thank you. Thank you. They were great, weren't they? Yeah, great cast. Yeah.
2 hours flew by. That was amazing.
Yeah. So it says John Clayton from the UK. Thanks for a great evening, John Clayton. Great. Well, thank you for being
Robin
here,
has
John.
a hand raised.
Yeah, I don't know how you got to us, John. I mean, it may have been by the Magic Room, the Anthony Darkstone Chronicles, or the Magic Circle. I don't know. Whichever way, I'm glad you did and you got to us. Get in touch with me, whichever. The boys in the Magic Room and the other places where you may have seen the post know how to get hold of me. I'd love to chat with you about, joining the SAM if you're not already a member. Or if you're a member of this circle, I can tell you, John Sturt, Sylvia Sector, Bill Palmer, and a few other people, myself, and indeed most illustrious are all members of the circle, and the former president, Noel Britton, and indeed the current secretary, Catherine Rhodes, are all members of the International SAM Assembly. So you're in good. Paul Abbey was here a while back. He's a member of the circle. Joe Turner, AIMC with the Silver Star, like myself. Paul Abbey, AIMC with the Silver Star. He's part of our assembly as well. So yeah, there's no rivalry. The 2 organizations are cousins. And a couple of the people who are about as old as I am, who were around when Noah built the Ark, will tell you that pretty much at every SAM convention, the Magic Circle used to have a cocktail party and put on a show, etc. back in the day. So there's no rivalry. It's just all together, and things are happening. Yep. Okay. Good.
Anthony,
yes,
Robin
sir.
had her hand raised. Robin Byers.
Yeah, Robin
Cool.
Byers.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I wanted to, say happy birthday, Tom. I look forward to harassing you as much as I have harassed Batman during his term. And I'm always there wanting or needing something, it seems like, and I'm always glad to help too.
Thank you.
And a wonderful job. So congratulations.
Okay. We will continue to try to strive to make it better.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, even I have to say, Batman and Robin did make a good team.
Yeah.
Tom and Robin, that's okay, but
Well, you don't want to see the outfit I was wearing early on.
I liked it.
I did, yeah.
It's hidden in cyberspace.
I have to speak in my best Michael Caine voice, because I'm the butler, Alfred, in the Batcave. Yeah, I test all the whiskey just to make sure that Joel
And
don't
you're
fall
coming
over.
to Poughkeepsie.
What?
You're
Nah,
coming.
us old butlers know what to do.
Anthony, are you coming to Poughkeepsie?
Where to Poughkeepsie?
Are you coming to
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I realize what you meant now. Yeah, I know. There's a big party going on there in June. Yeah, I'm toying with the idea.
Oh, good. All right.
I'm seriously toying with the idea. Yeah, I've got a bunch of air miles I haven't used for a year. So yeah, I'm seriously toying with the idea. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Oh, I'm loading up with my scotch then, but folks,
Yeah.
it's gonna be a good time.
It'll be a great group shot.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Lying down.
Yep.
Lie down. So, what do you say, Joel? If nobody's got anything to add or wish, etc. Oh, Bruce Young says, "Take care, everyone. It was a terrific evening. Thank you." You're very welcome, Mr. Young. Thank you. Say kindly. Oh, Tim Wise just said, "Great job." Thank you, Tim. He's come on and said a few words already. So yeah, I mean, I think we must have had roughly 300 something people.
263 is the highest I saw.
No, it was more than that.
Was it?
Yeah, it was more. It was more.
No, it was more than that. That I know.
Yeah.
Because at one time I went to grid view and I saw like 6 pages, which is like nine across, 7 across. So yeah,
we had at least 9 pages at one time because I was watching them all.
Oh yeah, well Brett would know. You see,
We might need a bigger cake, Donna.
Just make cupcakes and mail her by one.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So what do you say, Bosch?
I say, yeah, I think we've come to the end here, folks. So thank you so much for all coming.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye. Good night.
Thank you.